From the mountains of central British Columbia to you listening around the world, this, my friends, is Spaced Out Radio. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters, welcoming you to tonight's show, including Kingdom of Nye Radio and Revolution Radio. If you want to take a listen to our archives, they are free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you. You can rock out to Bumblefoot, do a little shopping at the SOR Vault. It's Black Friday deals around there. Pick up a book at We Read the Night. Join the Space Travelers Club for $5 a month. And don't forget to catch Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire. Tonight's show is brought to you by Chive Charities. Help make the world 10% happier by donating to Chive Charities today. You can find them on our website. How do you deal with the devil? Especially when evil starts emanating from people. Bishop Plato Angelakis is an ordained Orthodox Catholic priest since 1999 and is an active member of the American Association of Exorcists since 2013. He also holds a certificate as Registered Exorcist Deliverance Minister Advanced Practice, a member of the Ottawa Paranormal Research and Investigative Team. He works to bring help to those afflicted by paranormal phenomena in any way he can. Bishop Plato consults with many paranormal societies. He also has been asked to perform high-profile cleansings, such as the one on Evelyn Dick, the notorious female murderer's home in Hamilton, Ontario, featured on Street Spirits and on E-Talk. He is in the process of completing 2 books, soon to be published. Bishop Plato is sought by many paranormal teams as well for consultation and advice. Then at the beginning, or make that the end of hour number 3, I will bring you the SOR Newswire, brought to you by Paranoia Magazine. Bishop Plato, pleasure to have you on Spaced Out Radio for the first time, my fellow Canadian. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
I'm great, too. Hey, we made it to the weekend. We made it to the weekend.
Yeah, safely.
That's always that's such a good sign when we do, isn't it? Such a good sign when we. You know, I work a lot, my friend. I have a daytime job that I do, and then I moonlight as the host here. When that weekend comes, I'll tell you, my body is screaming hallelujah. And there is no pun intended there whatsoever. But, you know, I want to say thank you for coming on the show, because this is probably one of the topics that is probably most important in the paranormal. However, probably the one that is least talked about in a realistic fashion. Sure, we see demons and everything on television, because that's all the ghost teams seem to be running into these days. And we're going to get into a lot of that throughout the show. I want to learn a little bit about you. We always think of ordained ministers, priests, reverends, rabbis, whoever it may be, religious leaders in general, as people who really look down, frown on the paranormal. Yet you are somebody who has tackled it head on. How did you, first of all, find your faith and take your faith towards the paranormal?
Well, like I said, I also have a full-time job, too. I'm a registered nurse. I work in hospitals, nursing homes. Been a flight nurse for a few years as well. I've done pretty much all kinds of forms of nursing. That's what pays the bills. I'm an ordinary guy like you. I got a mortgage, you know, and children to raise, put them through school, all those sorts of things that the average individual has to do. But I've always had a passion to be ordained. It was something I always wanted to do as a young child. Just for some reason, the doors just weren't open at the time. Circumstances, what they may be, for whatever reason, God sort of tends to lead you on a certain path. I tried the Greek Orthodox Church. I tried the Roman Catholic Church as a deacon. I tried different paths, but nothing seemed to have worked. Just one day, I ended up going to a religious sort of conference down in the States. I ran into an archbishop who decided to take me under his wing, train me, ordain me, and from then on, I was asked to come on board with the Mexican National Catholic Church, which is an independent Catholic, autonomous Catholic Church, recognized by Rome as being valid with valid orders, but obviously running autonomously. So they brought me on board, and I was consecrated a bishop. And I'll just leave that point for a second. But in the paranormal, I just basically, once I was ordained, I was just happy to be ordained, and I said, this is great. My passion's there. I love my hobby. I continue working. That pays the bills. As an ordained priest, I never charged for any of my things that I did. I married people, did baptisms, went to funerals, attended funerals, blessed objects, did whatever anybody needed. And because, in this day of age, not everybody get to work, not everybody with all their jobs being shift workers and night workers and doctors and nurses working shifts couldn't get to church on a Sunday. So there was a lot of opportunities to be able to bring, for example, on Ash Wednesday, bring the ashes to work instead of everybody got ashes because they couldn't make it on a Wednesday, on Ash Wednesday to church, things like that. And then that's all I was doing. I was perfectly content. So I got a call from a paranormal team in Ottawa, Ontario, who, under one of their investigations, came across something very, very bad, very evil, and basically realized they were over their heads. So they gave me a call and said, would you mind coming down and having, a look and giving us a helping hand? And sure enough, it was quite bad, actually, over the course of 2 days to liberate a certain individual. And we were successful in doing so. And of course, it was my first experience. And at that point, it just seemed like to be my calling. And again, this is a calling. You don't go to your guidance counselor at high school and say, when I grow up, I want to be, paranormal investigator, maybe an exorcist one day. It just doesn't happen. It's a calling. And when you have that calling, the gift comes with it, and all the power behind it. And that's all I seem to be doing. Ever since that one call, I joined that team in Ottawa and joined many teams. And I've been doing nothing but paranormal investigations, exorcisms, cleansings, consulting, helping, assisting. Just recently, this past month, I've just joined the New England Society of Psychic Research, which is the Ed and Lorraine Warren Society that they formed in 1952. I just came on board with the team, and I'm now the resident exorcist priest. They're dealing with the Annabelle doll and all the other haunted objects they have in their occult museum. So things have quite evolved in the last several years. I've just started out, just wanted to do this as a sort of hobby, ended up being sort of now my passion, and the need has just been great. I mean, the needs are going crazy. The calls I'm getting, the text messages, the emails, the requests for cleansings, for help, for assistance has just grown exponentially. But I just wanted to mention, and because a lot of people don't understand, being an independent Catholic bishop or a priest, there's just so people understand this, because a lot of people don't understand that there are about 5 or 6 churches out there. One being the Mexican National Catholic Church. There's one also the Polish National Church. They're autonomous. They're independent from Rome, recognized as being valid to apostolic succession, to the laying of the hands. I can trace my lineage back to the Apostle James, and I have all those records. So, we recognize as having valid orders, but we're not part of Rome. And another reason why I say that's somewhat a good thing is because I don't have this ability of having to go call the Pope and ask for consent to do an exorcism. I don't need to have the consent of a bunch of political, roadblocks, if you may, to do things. So I can just autonomously go and ordain my own clergy. I can do whatever I need to do within, my own, scope of practice, so to speak. So I've been the Archbishop now for Canada, representing the Mexican National Catholic Church, to give me autonomous authority up here to do so. And it is my goal down the road to form my own religious order of actual exorcist priests that could actually assist me, because the need is so great. I just can't be all over the world at any given time. I'm also been asked to. I actually applied and been accepted to go to Rome to do the exorcism course this coming May. So I'll have that as well. So that was a big boost for me. I really was looking forward to that. So I'll have that behind my back. So it just seems like everything seems to be falling on my lap. Everything that deals with exorcisms and the paranormal seems to be falling on my lap. It just seems to be my calling. And I do a lot less marriages now and baptisms. and do a lot more paranormal things. So I just want to mention that about the independent churches. There are quite a few: the Ukrainian Church, Polish National, Mexican National Catholic Church. I know all for political reasons, and because of revolutions or whatever, history, whatever brought them to that point of being autonomous. But for whatever reason, they are recognized by the pontiffs in Rome as being valid. But they all have the privilege of being autonomous, which is great because I don't have to worry about any political box to do anything. I just think you just go ahead and do it. As an archbishop, I can just go ahead and just do what I feel is right. I still follow the same rites and rituals. I still follow the same rules that they would do in Rome, but they don't recognize it as being a part of them. They have their own sort of hierarchy, but we do function independently, which is great. I think that's something that's necessary. It also allows me to be married, have children, have a home, have a mortgage. I think a lot of people need to understand that's actually a good thing, because we know what it's like. We know what it's like to have the stresses, right? Like you said, Friday comes along quite quickly at the end of the week. So we're tired out. We've done our job. We've paid our mortgages and we've done other things. And at the end of the day, we're not quite done. You're doing radio, and I'm out, perhaps cleansing someone's home or actually helping another individual with some kind of entity that might be bothering them or annoying them. So we just move on, right? It's something that we can do. And we do that very selfishly, right? So.
Absolutely. Bishop Plato is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. Bishop, I want to ask you, in regards to the religious context of the paranormal, there are so many heads of churches out there who really, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think of the word I'm looking for. I know what it is. Let's just say this. The heads of the churches around North America and even the world, they really try to stay away from the paranormal. They try and keep it on the evil side, the dark side with everything. You're someone who has investigated the paranormal for a long, long time now. Is there a difference between dealing with demons and dealing with other spirit entities?
Well, the difference is just the severity of the infestation, if I say that's the proper word. The severity of how much involved the spirits are in someone's life, or the attachments, I guess would be the proper word. A lot of people use a lot of different language. I mean, a lot of non-religious individuals they'll say it's a dark energy, or it's a dark vibration, or it's a low vibration, or it's a high vibration. We're really talking about the same thing. We can give it a name, or we can just give it a title, or we can give it a description, but it's really the same thing. But again, it's the severity. I mean, we can just go into a simple home and just say we've got a little bit of sort of some activity going on in the home, or it's a full-blown possession, which is basically someone who says, I actually want this, or someone who's dabbled into something and they should have dabbled. Then we get into a lot of the generational things, something that your great-grandparents got involved in, now gone through the entire family bloodline, and has, basically, and there's a lot of investigation. Ed and Lorraine Warren back in 1952, they were the pioneers in paranormal, and they sort of brought this to the forefront. A lot of people just thought this was all superstition and mysticism and, hocus pocus things and, things of Hollywood. And then, of course, the movie Exorcist came out in the 70s, and, oh my God, is this actually real? And yeah, it's based on a real event. And of course, it just sort of, it was a firestorm. Everybody got, and then of course, the problem is then, everybody wanted to be a paranormal investigator. I mean, back in the day, Indiana Jones, Indiana Jones, we all wanted to be archaeologists. We thought it was cool, but it's, then you see the forensic files, shows come out, and everybody wants to be a profiler. Everybody wants to do, TV and Hollywood has, romanticized these things, and all of a sudden, all these paranormal shows start coming out, and I want to be a paranormal investigator. And then, a couple kids get together at a local bar, and they say, let's get a paranormal team together, and let's go down to, Canadian Tire and buy our paranormal kit for $99.95, and, off we go with those flashlights. And, and then they get a call from a family that's been completely infestated with a problem, or it could be actually a demon or something benevolent. And I know, first, well, the kids go in, they do their investigations, they might have stirred up a few things, they perhaps even made it worse. I was like, well, there's definitely some activity here. Thank you very much. Good luck. And they left the families holding the bag. I think that's been the dangers now. I think there's so much of it going out there that I don't think people are properly trained or properly attuned to what's going on and what we're actually stirring up. And then, I go into scripture. I'll go to a lot of these paracons, and I'll try to speak and try to do some lectures. I'm trying to read some books to get this knowledge out. I work with a lot of empaths. A lot of people think, "Oh, you're working with spiritual people, or you're working with people who are empathic or clairvoyant." Well, I do, because they have a gift, and when I read scripture, I look at it a different. So I sort of decipher it a little bit differently. I look at it as saying that basically, in a nutshell, 2,000 years ago, Christ knew that we as human beings were going to be involved in this. Our insatiable desire to know the unknown, overcomes us. So Christ, spoke of this, and a lot of the scriptures, a lot of the apostles spoke of the gifts that we're going to be receiving, especially as we get closer to the end times. And I think we're either in it or we're approaching it. We're all given gifts, and we need to be more responsible of our gifts, because these gifts come from the Creator and God, and we don't sometimes use them very, very well. We have a lot of good psychics. We have a lot of, and a lot of people, you're a priest, you shouldn't be believing in the occult. It's a question of believing in the occult. It's accepting the occult that it's out there. There's a lot of non-spiritual people, but have gifts, have a calling. I don't have a calling to be an empath or a clairvoyant. I'm an exorcist, and that's what I do. But I'm only as good as the person that's with me that can, is my eyes and my ears. And I have, worked with many people, and I've one woman that I work with very closely, Kia Lynn. She's also part of the Ottawa team, and also now with the NESPAR with the Warrants down in Connecticut, and we go to investigations together. And she'll go in and she's listening and hearing, and it allows me the opportunity to go through with my salt and water or whatever, my ritual, and I'm being told, it's the growling that she's hearing. I don't necessarily hear this, but they hear it. They also hear whether the stuff that I'm doing is effective or not. And I press on. So I make good use of people who have the gifts. I think I need to acknowledge that people use a lot of Reiki, for example, is out there. And if people know how to use Reiki correctly, people who do a lot of crystal work, a lot of crystal healing, if it's done correctly, is effective. But the problems are out there that a lot of people don't use this stuff correctly and can actually be more detrimental. So I'm a very open-minded bishop, ordained bishop, that I make use of those things, and I try to think outside the box, acknowledge that these things do exist, and try to utilize them because they're effective. Christ, back in the day 2,000 years ago, talked about don't dabble in the occult. Pretty much he said don't dabble. It's just because basically you're dealing with a realm that is undiscovered. There's a realm that does not operate under the same rules that we do here in our natural world and our 3D world, so to speak. So and there's other dimensions and all the other things out there that we're just scratching the surface on, really. So basically, said in a nutshell, don't dabble. But if you're going to dabble, he goes on, dabble in Ephesians, the book of Ephesians. If you're going to dabble, well, know that you're dealing with something that's not of this world, something that does not operate under the same rules. You're dealing with the spirit world, not with the physical world. And it went on. It goes on to talk about, okay, not only that, you also need to be spiritually protected. You need to be, called have the girth, protection, and have the helmet of salvation. And it goes on and on about sort of the characteristics of the individual that's going to be involved. So he didn't just say, Christ is acknowledging through the book of Ephesians, through the writing of the apostles, that in fact, if you're going to be doing this is the stuff that you should have. And I think a lot of people don't understand that there isn't actually written specifically in Scripture that there's the need for the protection. You don't bring the problems to an investigation. You leave your problems at home. You have problems with your spouse, problems at work, and maybe some health issues, stress, whatever, financial, whatever. Leave it at home. don't bring it to the investigation. It's not a place for that, because your team needs to go in solid. That's sort of the premise that I speak about at a lot of these conferences and lectures that I go to. Is, you want to create a team that's solid. You have a good leader, and you've got perhaps a good investigator. You got someone who's great with tech. Someone who's great with the technology, the cameras, the sound, the audio, all those things, the cameras. That's a gift. It's not my gift. It's certainly, but that's the person that's going to be able to go through all that material, investigative material, and actually prove or not prove that there's something there or not there, which helps me or others to, have a game plan. How are we going to attack this problem? And, and that's the thing. And then, of course, at the end of the investigation, when they've decided or concluded that there is, in fact, a problem, they don't just stop and say, okay, well, thank you very much. We'll see you later. It's been a great episode. We'll see you on the TV, and goodbye. No, it's like, let's help the family out. Let's find help for you. Let's get you back on track. But, I'd walk in and it's a lot of researchers. Every team should have a good researcher who's going to research the history of the home or the history of the family, interview the people in the family. There's a lot that's involved. And I don't think people don't really take it as seriously as they should. I mean, I'm not, to be all fair, there's quite a few good teams. There's an awful lot more, probably worse teams out there, and cause probably more problems for us than it should. I think people should take this at a more serious note, because it's like, if you have a problem, right, you're going to go to a doctor, right? A health problem, you're going to go to a doctor. You want to go, if you have a problem with a certain illness, you're going to go to a certain doctor who's competent, who's going to give you, and with the proper nursing and all the lab work and all the people with all the proper skills and the competent skills to help you at a doctor's office or a hospital. Likewise, if you're going to go and you're going to get involved in this, you want a team that has all the skills. If someone is good with the tech, that's great. Someone who's a good leader, keeps the team together, keeps the team protected. They have an empath and a psychic. They need to be protected because they're putting themselves out there. You gotta understand that these people are just people like you and I, who have jobs, families, children, and we're out there trying to help real people with real problems. And at the end of the day, we got to go back to our children and our home, and we don't want to be bringing this stuff home. We don't want to be bringing these attachments home, this energy that's other negative. We need to be dealing with it. We need to cleanse ourselves before we go in, cleanse ourselves after we leave, be spiritually sound in our mind and spiritually sound. I mean, I'm talking healthy,
That's right.
Because
Bishop,
we're not.
Bishop, I'm going to cut you off right there because we're going to go to break here at the bottom of the hour.
All right.
Bishop Plato Angelakis is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. We're going to learn more about the paranormal, the church, exorcisms, demons. We got a lot to cover. Stay tuned for this Friday night, early Saturday morning edition.
Hey, space travelers, this is John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. If you know anything about our website, you know we like to do things a little differently. We're not some faceless organization collecting money for a nebulous cause. Our donor dollars go directly toward life-improving items. Then we give those items directly to an underdog who needs it most. To become a donor with Spaced Out Radio's official charity, Chive Charities, just go to chivecharities.org/donate.
From the heartlands of Canada to beards around the world, we know how to take care of you. Fill your follicles with the Mighty Moose Beard Oil. All our oils and balms are handmade and 100% natural ingredients because we care about your beard. And hey, use the promo code SOR2019 and get your Mighty Moose Beard Oil today. You can check us out on our website, mightymoosebeard.com.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
Finish off your weekend and kick off your new week with me, Everett Thiemer, right here on Spaced Out Sundays. I'm going to bring you great guests, a little bit of snark, and plenty of information to think about. But don't worry, there's going to be plenty of woo as well. We are going to hit everything in the paranormal and supernatural, including the odd psychic Sundays. So tune us in on Sunday, 9:06 p.m. Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, right here at spacedoutradio.com.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rocking. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio, you can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
We're adding to the entertainment online for Spaced Out Radio. I'm Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out Cryptid Tales, where I will take you on a journey into some of the strangest legends and lore from around the world, relaying the stories to you of the strange creatures and experiences that people have had throughout time. You can find Cryptid Tales at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio, and while you're there, don't forget to check out our free archives and leave a comment. See you there.
Are you having encounters with the paranormal, supernatural, or ufological that you cannot explain? Look no further than the SOR Sightlines Report, brought to you by the Experiencers Support Association. This is Ryan Stacy, head of the Research Association, TESSA. Soon on the Spaced Out Radio website, you will be able to file your reports and have them researched for you. We are independent and ready to help Spaced Out Radio listeners today.
Move over, brother, and let me own Saturday night.
This is Rich Giordano, and I'm inviting you to tune on in to Spaced Out Saturdays starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, where I'm going to bust open the lids on everything paranormal. Why? Because we want answers, and I'm the guy who's going to deliver those answers to you. Join the chat rooms, and we'll see you this Saturday. Just be there. No, really.
Hey everybody, the SOR Space Travelers is open. For just $5 a month, you can hang out with Dave and our crew privately in our members-only section. With your signing, you'll receive newsletters on what's going on with Spaced Out Radio. You'll have direct contact with the host during the show in our chat, live streaming videos, and a great forum for your posts and more. Become a Space Traveler now at spacedoutradio.com.
You wanted new SOR gear, and now you can have it. The SOR Vault is fully stocked with t-shirts, hats, hoodies, mugs, and everything in between, with great logos for you to choose from. So head on over to spacedoutradio.com, click on the SOR Vault, and go shopping. Pricing is quite affordable, and you can look good representing your favorite show. So go to our website and pick up your new SOR wear at the SOR Vault today.
Looking for something new to push your limits? Look Beyond the Spectrum, a new docuseries featuring some of the best researchers in the world when it comes to everything from UFOs, government cover-ups, and Bigfoot in the forest. Truth seekers like Steve Bassett, Dr. Jeff Meldrum, Richard Dolan, as well as others all chip in to bring their knowledge to you. Beyond the Spectrum can be found on Amazon as well as Tubi TV. Tell us what you think on our Amazon page.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Welcome back to the second half hour of Spaced Out Radio tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. Great to have each and every one of you with us. Reminder to all of you that if you've missed portions of this show or others, you can always head on over to our YouTube channel. It's free, youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where you can join the SOR Space Travelers Club for $5 a month. Read up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire. Shop at the SOR Vault. Pick up a book at We Read the Night, and don't forget to rock out to Bumblefoot as well. Tonight we are talking demons, paranormal, exorcisms. How evil is this planet? No one better than Bishop Plato Angelakis, who is joining us tonight. Bishop Plato, welcome back.
How you doing? Thanks for having me.
No problem. Hey, as we were getting into the paranormal side of everything, what do your colleagues think of you for what you do with helping with the paranormal and dealing with this all the time, considering many religious leaders out there, or church leaders, or whomever, really seem to downplay the spiritual side of the phenomena and play it all up as evil, as demons, as dark spirits?
Yeah, I think I do know that the churches, whether it be the Jewish or Hebrew rabbi, or it could be even the Muslim in the world, Catholic, Greek Orthodox, whatnot, all believe that evil exists. They have their own rituals. They have their own way of dealing with the evil entities. I think the problem is that the main church, street-laying church, like the main churches or the most denominations, I think just sort of generalize evil as just everything being evil. I think they don't think they've quite. They should investigate it more as seeing it as that there's different levels, different severities, as we spoke about. It could just be a small little, like an annoyance to an infestation, to an attachment, and it might even evolve into an actual full-blown possession if, given the consent. And it's all about consent, right? It's all about what we give from our free will, consent, what we allow to annoy us and bother us and sort of, atone us. But anyway, I think the churches as a whole just look at it, okay, it's evil, well, that is evil. What are you doing is evil, and just sort of categorize it as just one sort of topic. I think you need to open up the box and say, well, no, there's they got to look at the scripture. They talk about a realm that we haven't even, like I said, scratched the surface on. A realm that, that it says does not operate on the same level we are. This is a spiritual realm, not a physical realm. So, and it's a larger realm than what we are in. A much, much larger. There's so much there that, with the interdimensionals and all of the things that are out there, I think, again, the churches are all just, well, it's all evil. It's all, they dabble with that, and it's not our place, and they leave it at that. And they just, they deal with it. And I think that's the problem is, a family may call up and say, I have a problem, and until you go in and investigate with a proper team, an actual trained team, to actually see what the problem is, then, you can't really just go in and say, okay, it's evil. Or maybe it's not evil. Maybe it's just some spirit that's left behind. They have to understand that I do believe that there are people who have passed on that haven't moved on, that maybe are calling out for some help, to move forward. And that help, some homes, it's not evil. It's just basically, someone who's passed on. And with all the respects that a person needs a soul, it's energy, it's moved on. It needs to leave the home and, go to the light, so to speak. And so we need to assist that individual who's sort of stuck in an in-between place. So maybe just generally just that. But they'll call that evil, or there's some activity, or just somebody who's just trying to get your attention. And some families are more sensitive than others, so they're going to pick up on more things. There's all about energy, right? So some more people are more attuned to energy than other families. So people say, I don't see nothing. I find more women are more sensitive than men. Women will start seeing the paranormal activity in the house, and it's usually the husband to say, "Oh, you're crazy," kind of thing. It's later on that he sees it because for some reason women are a little more in tuned to that, and more sensitive. So I noticed that a lot. It's just I guess it's just a generalization. I like to go in and acknowledge that there's so much that it's overwhelming that we can't even comprehend the amount of things that are out there. Yes, it's evil. Yeah, we live in an evil world. Just turn on your television set, watch it for 30 seconds, watch the news for 30 seconds. You can see, 95% of the stuff on there is bad. So we live in an evil world. We create some of this. This is a lot of our own creation. It's a negative energy. We create that negative energy, and of course energy likes to feed on itself. So there's so much to explain it. It's hard for the mainstream churches to say, well, I don't know. I can't put a title on that. I can't put a title. I can't have 60 million titles. I'm just going to call it evil. It's bad. Right. It shouldn't be evil.
Well, so I want to ask you in regards to that, though. I mean, when you were discussing personal opinion and you have the pull of, say, a minister or a reverend or somebody like that, their own personal opinion and their own abilities to talk to the people who are in the congregation really has a lot of pull with that, does it not? Their own opinions?
It does, and I think like I always like, I'm a registered nurse, so I work in the healthcare field. I like to always use that as a metaphor. I try to use that as an example to people. So in a medical field, for example, pain. For example, pain. When we discuss pain, actual therapeutic pain or whatever, pain is what the patient says it is. So if I say to a patient, well, what's your pain? And they say, well, it's 10 out of 10. And some say it's 1 out of 10. It's not my opinion to say, well, I think you're lying. I think I think 10 out of 10 is a little excessive. I think your pain's probably more of a 5. My opinion doesn't matter. You tell me 10 out of 10, it's 10 out of 10. And I'm going to deal with that 10 out of 10. How am I going to make that pain better for you? Because you're telling me it's 10 out of 10. So in like manner, I go to a home and a family says, it's pretty bad here. It's so bad. Well, how bad is it? Well, I look at it, blow it off, say, well, it's really not that bad. No, it's really my opinion shouldn't count. We should be teaching people that evil exists, and we should protect ourselves and give them the tools and the knowledge to help themselves. Because I can go in and exercise a full-blown possession. Linda Blair, if you want, you can go in and do that. But at the end of the day, when I leave the house and everything is fine and that person's been liberated and the house is clean, it doesn't stop there. It's up to the individual to carry on the journey, change your life, whatever you're doing, stop doing. Whatever you're dabbling in, don't dabble anymore. You don't have a crucifix hanging up on the wall. Why is it not hanging up? Why isn't the Bible on the table? It's time to make some changes, right? Like going to a doctor and he says, hey, you've got a heart condition. You've got a serious problem here. If you don't change your diet, lose some weight and do something, stop smoking, for example, or all those things they tell you, right, when you see a doctor, you'll be dead in 6 months. So what do? You make life changes, right? So it's like manner. It's the same thing. We need to tell the individual, look, whatever you're doing here is manifesting something. Either you're creating it or you're bringing it in. It's an attachment to being home with you. It's like I remember my daughter. I had my daughter. Used to bring a friend over every once a weekend or whatever.
I'm going to get you a little closer to your microphone.
Sorry, of course. Yes. So I said years ago, my daughter had a friend, and every time she'd come over, there was always some activity in my house. So whenever she came over, there was something she would bring. Not necessarily it would be her issue, but maybe she had an attachment from another home or another friend or family. And every time she came to visit, I'd have to clean my home. I had to go through the home and clean it, incense, water, salt, the whole bit, because some activity always occurred once she came to visit. And once she left, the activity was gone, never, until the next visit. So again, it's what we allow ourselves to be attached to, and all the energies. And so we need to be educated about protecting ourselves, using the tools that are out there, and that's the education piece that I think the churches should be talking about on the pulpit, up there on the podium, talking about what can we do to protect the families and ourselves, because it is an evil world. That's what it is. I have to say it is. It's not. I wish it was better. I wish it's not all bad, but it's certainly not all great. There's definitely a lot of things we need to watch over, educate our children, and a lot of people are just blowing this off like, well, it's no big deal, you know. And no, it is a big deal because these are real people with real families and real children and real problems. They're living in real houses, real financial issues going on, and there's marital strife, and there's the dissension in the home, and it's all because of what we let in. So I think that's the piece that people don't understand, and we need to. There's many severities. There's a lot, and every individual is different. We're not all. I think that's where everything's all generalized in the churches today. It's all like it's this, and it's this. It's not all black and white. There's a lot of gray in between. A lot of gray that needs to be taught. So that's my stand is on that.
Have you ever taken any of your colleagues on a paranormal investigation to try and change their attitudes towards it being all evil?
I have. Yeah, I've had. Sure, I've gone on into a case once, and a gentleman and a lady who wanted to come along and said, we want to come and see what you're doing. I said, oh, sure, okay, and whatnot. And I was pretty novice at that time, so I didn't know. I've been a little more careful about who I actually bring with me. But I remember going in, and there was a person that had some kind of possession going on, and we could hear the voices and changing the voice and whatnot, and we're doing sort of a little exorcism on her, and sure enough, right from the mouth of the person who was exorcised. I mean, again, that's proof that there was issues there. Just spoke to the guy and said, "Oh, do you know that does your wife know you're cheating on her?" Looks over at the woman and says, "Does your boss know you're stealing from him?" And then the next thing you know, I'm alone. They're out the door. So yeah, they learn pretty quickly that evil does exist, and it knows the unknown, and that's one of the characteristics of someone who's possessed. So certainly, yeah, I do bring people in. I think again, if you get a great team that has for example, a great person with the technology, the cameras, who can actually bring out a lot of it. Because a lot of this stuff you won't see until you play the audio back. You won't see a lot of the stuff until you play the video back. When they see that, they think, "Oh wow," and then they sort of an eye opener. I will bring people in who are skeptics, but I'm very careful now these days because a lot of them need to be sort of protected. I don't want to go into a situation unless every member of that team is anointed, blessed, like their mind is clear of any issues they may have. I don't bring anybody in. I don't want anybody to be that weak link in the chain. It's not safe for the team. It's not safe for them. It's not safe for me. It's not safe for the clients. It's not safe for the people who need the help. We owe the clients that much, right? So, but again, a lot of people don't want to believe. Well, obviously, they're welcome to come and watch. I think there's a lot of evidence now because there's a lot of audio, video out there that people should at least start saying, well, there must be something to this. I can't see how people can still be a skeptic after all that. But they're still out there. They're still out there, and and they're welcome to their opinion. But you got to convince people, I guess, on their own terms, and they'll come to their own realization. But I think the devil doesn't care whether you believe or not. The devil doesn't care whether you're a Christian or a Muslim or Jewish. The devil doesn't care of any of those things. He exists whether you want to believe that he does or not. So the reality is, it's best to at least try to educate people on knowing that what have I seen, what have I heard, what we should all be sharing. I think a lot of people don't share. There are a lot of paranormal teams out there, for example, especially some of the larger cities. I think virtually every city on this planet must have a paranormal team at this point. There's so many out there. And some cities have 2 or 3. And I find they don't work along with each other. They're more in competition. Or we're the better team. I think that's got to change. And that's sort of some of the things that I talk about here. We should use each other's gifts. Call upon each other for help. Work together. Because we're all in the same boat. We're all trying to do the same thing. And ultimately, the whole premise is trying to help the client. It's not about who's a better team, who gets on TV, who does this, who does that. It's not about that. It's about helping the client. That's why we got into it. It's not a paid job. We don't get money for this. We shouldn't be getting money. No one should be getting money for this. You know, we're here to help people. We're not, and that's a satisfaction when we walk away and we've actually helped the family. But again, you know, helping the family means following up. It isn't just like, okay, we've left, we've gathered our cameras and our microphones, we gathered our data, our evidence, and we left them alone. We need to carry on. We need to help them, whether it might be with, you know, again, I talk about Reiki, crystal work, healing work. There's a lot of spiritual people out there, spiritualists. They're all good. If they know what they're doing, they're very effective in helping families. And I don't really care. I will help any family. They don't have to be Catholic. They don't have to be, you know, any religious. You know, they're people. And I go in and I help them. I'll do what I need to do with my own rituals, how I was taught, and what works for me. I don't care. I'll help anybody that's not, any family. I don't care what religion you are, what church you go to. All I ask at the end of the day is, you know, change your life, stop doing what you're doing, find a good, you know, Christian church, Bible church. I really don't care where you go. Just, you know, pick up a Bible and start read together, read some scripture, do some praying together, throw a crucifix on the wall, keep some blessed objects in the house, change what you're doing. Make it better, you know, so that you don't have this reoccurrence. It will reoccur. You will rebring the problem back if you don't change. You can actually make it worse. And the scripture talks about that. You know, it talks about, you know, you get rid of a demon, if you don't replace the empty space with something else, it will return with 7 worse demons than itself. And I'm going to be honest with you, that has occurred with me once. So I don't want to see that ever happen, because I would not want to help anybody and then find out they just call for the thing and come back, and now they're in a worse state than they already are. That's not what this is about. So I would rather not help you at all if you're not prepared to make that commitment to cleanse yourself and want to be cleansed and want this thing gone, and make that firm commitment that I want this gone. I'm going to do whatever it takes. It means changing my ways, changing my lifestyle, and again. We talked about recently. Recently, we talked about intergenerational ties and whatnot. The demonic will actually carry on to your generational line up to like 9 generations. You know, God will say, you know, I will bless you, you know, 6 generations in your family line. Likewise, the demonic will do exactly that, and it will go like into you know, multiple generational. Your great-grandmother got involved in something. Your great-grandfather was dabbling in something, and all of a sudden, you don't understand why. I'll give you a quick example. Like, you know, we have this little thing, you know, where, you know, the groom goes to the father of the bride and says, I want to take, you know, have your daughter's hand in marriage. And we think, oh, it's great, it's romantic, it's wonderful. There's actually historical history behind that, you know, we need the blessing of the parents. Well, because you know the Bible says, you know, it's the man who needs.
Get a bit closer to your microphone again, boss.
Sorry, my friend. Yeah, we need the blessing of the family. We need the father and the mother. We need the blessing for like the groom leaves the house to join with the wife's family. It's quite clear in Scripture, and you know, and the blessing is very important. Father Amorth. Great, you know, exorcist who's recently passed away. He was the exorcist for Rome. Wrote many books. I've read most of almost all his books actually. And he was a great exorcist, and he was able to actually ask the demons before he exorcised them as to, how did you get in here? What brought you in here? And you know, a lot of it was, and he mentioned that you know, the blessing wasn't given. If you don't bless a marriage, you're cursing it. I know, in other ways. So if you're not going to bless it, you're obviously cursing it in not so many ways. So, you know, and then of course that's the reason why people don't have problems, marriage after marriage, generation after generation, until you break that generational tie, that problem, and you acknowledge it. There was a problem, and he talked about consent. He talked about, you know, a lot of this stuff is done by consent. You know, and the universal law with God is we all have free will. That's it. He won't interfere in your life unless you ask. You know, he won't bother you. He won't send angels. He'll look after you. He'll watch over you. But he won't interfere in your free will unless you ask. In like manner, in the demonic, when the devil left heaven, got kicked out, with all his, you know, one third of heaven went with him. he didn't destroy Satan. He cast him out. And that's why when people say, well, I'm going to destroy this evil, you can't destroy. He cast out. That's all we can do is cast out. We just cast him back out. But he still has to operate. The devil still has to have permission. And that's in Scripture as well. The devil needs permission to be able to do anything, even from God. To be allowed to even maybe tempt us or whatever. It needs consent. And that's where our free will comes in. I'll be careful how we use our language because we give consent. And anything that we do, in our thoughts, in our words, in our deeds, stuff we put on TV, whether it be pornography and the things we get involved in, we are giving consent. We are giving consent to whatever might be out there that you're allowing that to interfere in your life. You open yourself up to that. So we need to take control and say, this is our soul, and we have our free will. That's our greatest gift, and we should protect that with everything we have. And we just sort of flounder around like, oh, it's not a big deal. So we have to watch. And I say that also with the paranormal teams that go out there. They go out with their flashlights and say, I want you to tap twice for yes and tap once. I want you to hit me again. I want you to pull my hair again. I want you to pull my arm again. We have to watch our language. We have to watch what we say and what we do because we're given consent. We open ourselves up, to things. And we see that time and time again with all the things that are happening out there. We investigate, well, why is this house possessed? Why is this object possessed? Why is this thing full of evil? And when we do the history, we do the research, somewhere along the line, someone gave consent. We said yes to this. And we need to be very cognitive of that. And that's where the issues are. People don't just freely give out consent out. We should be taking that back. We should be really careful about what we do, taking our will back and saying, no, we have the right. You don't need an exorcist to be in everybody's home. There's a lot of times you can say, hey, I want you gone. I want you out of my house. This is my space. I have boundaries, and you are not allowed here. I don't want you here. And sometimes that's enough. I try to empower the people that we help. I try to empower them and say, look, you have authority. You don't need an exorcist to come in and wave my magic wand and bibbidi-bobbidi-boo and it's gone. It's you that it might be the issue that you can say, no, I don't want this here. I don't want you here.
That's right, my friend. I'm going to get you to stop right there because we're going to go to break at the top of the hour. When we come back with Bishop Plato Angelakis, we're going to get into exorcisms. What are they like? How do they happen? How does one get attacked by demons? More on Spaced Out Radio in Hour 2.
Hang out with Spaced Out Radio, where we own the night. This is Carl. You can follow Dave on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio, and during the show, use the hashtag Spaced Out Radio to chat with us live. On Instagram, at Dave Scott SOR. On Facebook, give our page a like, Spaced Out Radio Show. SOR archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. Come join us, or I will come join you. See you at your window.
Move over, brother, and let me own Saturday night.
This is Rich Giordano, and I'm inviting you to tune on in to Spaced Out Saturdays starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, where I'm going to bust open the lids on everything paranormal. Why? Because we want answers, and I'm the guy who's going to deliver those answers to you. Join the chat rooms, and we'll see you this Saturday. Just be there. No, really.
Hi there, this is Geraldine Orozco from San Francisco's Bay Area Meditation. I invite you to join me the first Tuesday of every month with Dave Scott for Spaced Out Radio's The Spiritual You. In this fast-paced world we live in, it's time for you to take some time for you. We'll cover every possible subject from powerful meditation to healing techniques to your own intuition and spirituality. So come join us for The Spiritual You.
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com.
We all know on Spaced Out Radio we love a good beard and mustache, so why not take care of your facial hair with Mighty Moose Beard Oil? Made in Canada, we're taking care of beards and stashes around the world. We use 100% natural ingredients with our oils and balms to make your whiskers feel silky smooth. Use promo code SOR2019 at MightyMooseBeard.com today.
For the price of 1 cup of coffee a month, you can become an SOR Space Traveler. The Space Travelers Club is a place where you can interact with other listeners, either live during the show or on our great forum. We want your stories, pictures, comments, and ideas. You'll get live video streams, exclusive content, and be a part of our newsletter. Stay in touch with everything SOR. The Space Travelers Club is just $5 a month at spacedoutradio.com.
Are you having encounters with the paranormal, supernatural, or ufological that you cannot explain? Look no further than the SOR Sightlines Report, brought to you by the Experiencers Support Association. This is Ryan Stacy, head of the Research Association, TESSA. Soon on the Spaced Out Radio website, you'll be able to file your reports and have them researched for you. We are independent and ready to help Spaced Out Radio listeners today.
At spacedoutradio.com, we have a little bit of everything for you to stay up late. So while you're there, check out our SOR Newswire, where our team brings you stories of the weird and strange to the WTF from around the globe. News on Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, Darwinian-type crime tales. It's the stories that the mainstream media usually won't touch. Well, we got them all on the SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com.
The SOR Vault is open for business, and do we have some cool swag for you to pick up? All you have to do is head over to our website and click on the SOR Vault. You have a variety of cool logos to choose from, and put them on anything you want. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, coffee mugs, you name it, we can get it to you. So do your shopping by supporting the store you love. Get your Spaced Out Radio swag at the SOR Vault today. Hi, this is Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we store all of the SOR show archives for free. And as an added bonus, every 2 weeks I'm posting brand new content on Cryptid Tales, where I will get into some of the spookier legends and folklore from around the world and tell the stories that go with them. Find us at youtube.com/spacedoutradio and check out Cryptid Tales today. Drop a comment and let me know what you want to hear. See you there.
Get your horns up with me on Spaced Out Radio. This is Ron Bumblefoot Thal. Come tune in to SOR where you can hear me rock out with Little Brother Is Watching, the official theme song of Spaced Out Radio. And then come on over to bumblefoot.com where you can find out about my tour schedule, my music, and everything else. Bumblefoot.com keeps you up to date on what I'm doing and the best way to stay in touch with my music and music camps. Sign up for my newsletter at bumblefoot.com and remember, Little Brother Is Watching.
Hey Spaced Out Radio fans, it's John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. Our goal is to make the life of veterans, first responders, and those with rare medical conditions 10% happier. We do this by donating one grant item, ranging from dance to therapy programs to prosthetic limbs, to those who need it most. To contribute to Spaced Out Radio's official charity, head over to chivecharities.org and become a donor today.
Hey, this is Canadian Paranormal Investigator Mike Moore. The third Wednesday of every month, I'll be teaming up with Dave Scott to bring you Ghosts of the Great White North. Each month, we will bring on guests from across Canada to discuss their ghostly encounters. Canada is a paranormal hotbed with stories you've never heard, so we're going to bring them to you. So get comfy on your Chesterfield, grab a donut, and join us, eh?
A little bit of science, a little bit of skepticism. Add a dash of snark and you have the makings of Spaced Out Sundays with me, Everett Thiemer. Together we will look into the reality of the paranormal with an open eye and rational thought. Oh, did I mention there'll be plenty of woo as well? Your time spent with Spaced Out Sundays will make the night even better. The chat rooms are open, 9:06 p.m. Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, right here at spacedoutradio.com.
The Call of the Wild is in Vancouver. The Moose Vancouver is one of the hottest bars and restaurants in the city. Open until 2 a.m. nightly, the Moose will rock you like a hurricane all night long. Great food with everything on the menu at $6.95 near the corner of Nelson and Granville. Get your horns up and come rock with us. The Moose Vancouver, the official rocking bar of Spaced Out Radio.
You're listening to Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. Follow Dave on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio and on Facebook, Spaced Out Radio Show.
Hour 2 of Spaced Out Radio is underway tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott. Appreciate you heading into the weekend with us. Let's say hello to everyone listening in on KDNF, AM 1560 in Dangerfield, Texas. UPRN 107.7 FM in New Orleans. KZFX 93.7 FM in Ridgecrest, California. KDUN AM 1030 in Reedsport, Oregon. And WQEE 99.1 FM in Noonan, Georgia. On the digital side, hi to everyone listening in on Kingdom of Nye Radio and Revolution Radio. Great to have you with us. Don't forget you can check out all of our archives for free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do old Davey the favor, hit that subscribe button. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. Habromania. Habromania is your password. Use it wisely, Space Travelers, as the Clam sets a password each and every night right here on Spaced Out Radio. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot. Do a little shopping at the SOR Vault. Pick up a book that we read tonight. Of course, we can get you into the SOR Space Travelers Club for just $5 a month, and Captain Shirk has the news updated every day on the SOR Newswire. Bishop Plato Angelakis is our guest tonight. We are talking exorcisms, demons. What makes the spiritual side so dark and evil at times? Bishop Plato, welcome back to the show.
I'm here. I'll be here.
I have a bunch of questions lined up from our audience, but before we get to those, I want to just hit you up on this. What causes an exorcism to happen?
Well, first of all, they have to ask for one. Nothing happens without the consent of the person who is or is not possessed, looking for an exorcism, I'm trying to say. So, consent. Number one, they have to want it, and be prepared to make the changes after it's done, so it doesn't happen again, so to speak. That is what causes an exorcism. An exorcism will not happen unless we get that consent. And believe it or not, we don't always get it. Some people just say, no, I don't want it. And that's perfectly fine. That's their choice. It's like I said, that's back to being free will. Do they happen often? Honestly, percentage-wise, very few. You will encounter very few. You might go out onto the field. You might see some poltergeist activity. You might see a lot of you'll see some activity of some sort, and all various intensities. We get an actual full-blown possession, full possession, as they may call it, very rare. You might, if you're lucky, if you get one in a lifetime. I've done a handful, but that's because I get called to do those. But to encounter those on a day-to-day, on a regular paranormal investigated night, not necessarily. You might have some activity, easy to cleanse, easy to have people move on, easy to deal with. But full possession, very rare. They do exist. Those who are really heavily involved in it, a lot of Roman Catholic exorcists in Rome, they get calls usually. The Vatican will get a lot of calls. They've got their line of exorcists. They will see the top echelon of exorcisms. We won't see that many around in the everyday paranormal world. But they do exist, yes.
Is the devil really trying to get all of our souls? Because you would think with 7 billion people on this planet and growing every day, that we'd see a lot more of this than what we see. And I'm not talking about this crap we see on television where everybody and their dog is running into demons, because I don't think that happens. But for the most part, are we seeing this happen more often, or is it just in rare cases?
It's certainly on the rise. That's for sure. I mean, that's a given. I think everybody can at least agree to that. The devil is more just wants to destroy God's creation. We are his creation. Wants to destroy everything about it. Just basically hates God, like, period. I think just didn't like the idea that, God said, look, you're an angel, and I'm going to create, man and woman that has a soul, because angels do not have souls. They were created to serve God and God's purpose. And pretty much when Satan says, no, I refuse to serve. I'm not going to serve these people. I mean, I was created first. I'm top of the line. Why should I, go and serve this other creation that you have created, sort of thing. So he just has an out hatred for us. Is not your friend by any means. And people want to go out there and serve the devil. I don't know what you're going to get from that, because it's not your friend. He doesn't want anything good for you. Doesn't want you to be successful in life and marriage, anything to do that God wants to give you, wants to have that taken away from you. That is the goal. That's the agenda. And that's the agenda of all the demonic. And again, that's all negative energy. You can call it what you want. People have different names. I can call them demons. I can call them evil spirits. Most people might just call them dark energy or whatever, and that's fine. We actually all are, us scientifically, we are all just energy. I mean, it's a microscopic, view. Just look at your skin, where nothing is solid. That's your microphone. That's the chair you're sitting on. Not the dog that lies beside you. Not the couch. Nothing is solid. It's all at a microscopic level. All just energy moving at a different speed that creates, what you're looking at. So you call it what you want, but there's a positive and there's a negative. There's a dark and there's a good, and the dark just does not want nothing to do with our well-being. So it's its agenda. So who does he bother? Does he bother the ones that are maybe have already fallen, don't really care, maybe already doing whatever morally it's not well, not incorrect, and maybe attacking those that are a little bit more morally or maybe following the precepts of God. Again, I don't know. I haven't met the devil. I've encountered him a couple of times. I don't sit there and question him. I don't go knocking on his door. That's my premise. And like I say, don't knock on the devil's door, because he's going to answer. So people go looking for that stuff. And the TV romanticizes all this. And this is not something you want to go looking for. It's not a door you want to open. But we do. A lot of people do that. They go and they're inquisitive. But the devil does not want our well-being. That's the main point. And so, again, a lot of severities here. Again, when there's a hierarchy in heaven, there's also a hierarchy in the demonic world. From Satan to the top, to his minions down below. Different severities and strengths, different purposes, different gifts, powers, if you may. They were cast out. They weren't destroyed. They left with their powers. They have the ability to appear as angels of light. They have the ability to appear innocent. They have the ability to deceive, to lie, to do whatever they need to do to get you to do something that will displease God, or to mock him, to destroy his creation. That is the agenda. That's all they want. Do they want to get us souls? I don't know. There's the debate. Does hell exist? What is hell? Is it frozen? Or is it hot? It's boiling? I mean, Scripture will say one thing. Other people say other things. Satan will come back and speak other things. Does it really matter? It's not a good place. It's not a place you want to be. is hell in our mind? Do we die and we move on and we've left? I think hell is really the absence of God. I think we look at when God says that I made you in my own image. Basically, he's saying you basically have an essence in you that is part of me. Called maybe a drop of water, and like all water, it goes to the streams, goes to the rivers, eventually goes to the ocean. Its purpose, about one raindrop when it falls, its purpose is to get back to the ocean, where it can do the cycle again. And likewise, our soul is the same way. We have a light in us, a soul, which is very valuable because that's something that even the devil doesn't have. Like the angels don't have that. It's a soul. It's something very unique, very distinct, very like it's just unique. It's our most prized possession, and it just wants to destroy that. It wants to extinguish our light. It wants to do whatever. So what is hell? I mean, hell I think is pretty much the absence of God. So think of it yourself. If you could be that one drop of water, that rain that fell, that one drop, and your main goal is when you die, you want to get back to the ocean, back to God, back to the Creator, right? Back where it came from. And so when you pass on, if you don't spiritually or not spiritually and you're prepared, that is your hell. That is your hell, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it could be brimstone and fire, it could be frozen, it could be you're just locked in this loop of whatever in your head. But that's that inability for that soul to return back to its Creator is hell. And because you've denied the Creator, you denied His existence, you denied that you're part of that creation in the universe, and then that light, then you've binded yourself in a sense. You put that boundary up, you put that wall up, and you can't get back to the Creator, and that is your hell. That's what's going to happen when you pass on. And so I think that is you create your own hell, what that hell might be. But then I don't know. I don't know anybody that's ever gone to hell and come back and tell me about it. So I really don't know. But I'd rather try to be on the good side, and if I'm wrong, well, that's great. But if I'm not wrong, well, I'm okay. Kind of thing, right? So, but I think that's the premise. It's energy. We're energy, and we pass on, and our energy needs to go on to its next journey, and it might be going back to the Creator, back to the universal light. I mean, I'm talking about the universe. I'm not just talking about just the heavenly Earth. I'm talking about the entire planetary universe, all our solar systems, billions and billions of planets. That's all of the creation. That's creation. There's a general light. The general light of all creation there. And I'm being general because I'm being respectful to all the denominations and all the people that are spiritual but not necessarily Christian, And so there's that Creator that we all believe in, that one creation. We can call it what we want. We can call it a him and a her, plural. It really is irrelevant. It's basically, I'm just used to being Christian and Catholic. Greek, I grew up Greek Orthodox before I converted. So to me, it's a he, right? But if you go into the Greek text, God is actually, the word God in Greek is really plural. It's not necessarily male or female. It's an it. It's basically a plural. It's both male and female. It does not separate the gender. God is not a male or a female. It's both. So it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's just. Those are just technicalities. The main purpose is we have a soul, and that soul wants to get back to its Creator, to evolve to the next level. We have an energy that wants to move on. The energy doesn't get destroyed; it just gets transformed into something else. Some people believe in reincarnation. Well, I'm neither for or against it. I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me. I have seen cases where I've seen it. In some places, I haven't seen it. I don't know. Does it exist? For some people, again, it's a technicality. Doesn't really matter to me whether you go.
What would constitute something? What would constitute something evil, Bishop Plato? Walking into a person and then possessing that person. Is it a weakness?
Mm-hmm. Yep, definitely a weakness, an illness, weakness, being vulnerable, children, just being vulnerable. In all respects, and it's consent. A lot of it is consent. It lingers, it waits for you to give that consent. Whether it's like actual consent, like yes, I want this, or sort of indirect consent. like in the absence of doing something or being involved or dabbling, you're giving that consent. So yeah, that's that. Like I said, they cannot do anything to you unless you allow it. And it's like you have to be really careful what you say and what you do, your actions, your inactions, everything, even like inaction. Just basically not doing something can also be a form of consent. So that is what constitutes evil or a negative energy to sort of start the process of starting to come into your life, starting to interstate your life, your home, your family. You're giving that slow consent. It could be an attachment. You just the fact that you went somewhere that was evil. I went to a place of evil, and I came back with an attachment. It's just an attachment, but that's where it starts. It starts with just an attachment. You can either stop it right there and there and say, "That's it." I'm going to do it. I need to do cleansing of some sort, or a prayer, or whatever. Salt bath. Everybody has different things that they do, but do something. Stop it right there. But they don't. And then, of course, that attachment starts to become more of an interest. They start to become an annoyance and an infestation, and you allow it. You're allowing this to continue to grow and feed on you, and next thing you know, it comes to the point where it becomes, you start to accept it. Think, this is normal. You normalize it, and then next thing you know, you're like, it now starts to control your life. You've given up their control. Your free will is gone, and that's where the possession starts. So they can't do nothing unless you give them the consent, and that's what we do. We do it very indirectly sometimes. It's just watching a movie. I had a person ask me a question at a Paracon, and he said, "Well, if I watch the movie The Exorcist, am I opening myself up to possession?" I said, yeah, and I answered the question by saying, why did you watch the movie? What was your intent to watch the movie? Was it entertainment? Was it because you want to learn something? Or, I want to see what they do, and maybe, I could maybe help out, and, so you're not ordained, you're not an exorcist, you're not a demonologist, you're watching the movie Exorcist back in the 70s, because you're thinking about maybe when you go out and do something in a paranormal investigation, that maybe you can help with a cleansing. In other words, do your own exorcism, but you're not actually gifted with it. You're not actually called to do it, but you're watching a movie. And that's how you're going to base the Hollywood movie on what you're going to do in someone's home to help them. I said, well, there's your answer. You've opened yourself up. If you're watching it because you want entertainment, that's one thing. If you're watching it for another purpose, again, what is the intent, right? It's about intent. It's about consent. It's that kind of thing. I said, I don't knock on devil's door unless you prepare for him to answer. He's going to answer. So if you want to dabble in this stuff, by all means, it's your free will, but you're opening yourself up to whatever might happen. And again, I don't know. It all depends. Again, I don't have control. No one has control over what you open yourself up to. It could be something very, very, very nasty. I think I'm talking about a full-blown demon, or even the devil itself, to just perhaps to a negative energy, to even a soul that passed on that maybe was a murderous soul, someone who has a lot of hate, a lot of evil, a lot of hate in its life, and it's just giving you a hard time at home. It can just be a spirit. It doesn't have to be a demon. Again, we have to differentiate between the one and the other. Again, it all goes with the investigation. It goes into the research. It goes into all that. We don't just generalize what a demon. We just don't know, and it lies. It will lie to you. We don't know. The Annabelle doll, for example. The Annabelle doll is in Connecticut. Connecticut with the Warrens. A couple of nurses gave consent to a clairvoyant and a psychic who was doing some kind of seance. Gave consent. They said, sure, it's something very evil disguised itself as a child, saying, "Oh, I died in this house and whatever," and they felt sorry for it. Well, you can go into the doll and you can live with us and blah blah blah. Well, look what we had. We had this doll. This doll has killed people. It's in the glass box down in Connecticut right now as we speak. But it's possessed. It's got evil intent. There's evil in it. Who gave it that? It was just a doll made in a warehouse, sold back in the day. A Raggedy Ann doll. But it's completely possessed. Someone has given it life, has allowed the evil to have life in that. So again, it's all about consent. That's what we are doing. That is what constitutes the evil in our life. We, at some point, and I'm not saying it's all our fault, but we somehow don't realize what we do until we actually it happens. So we didn't realize I dabbled in that. I dabbled in this. And maybe I did it when I was a child. Again, it might be something your parents did or your grandparents did that has not gone through generations. So it's not necessarily your fault, but something in your line. So what you do is you say, well, I have free will, and what my grandparents did or my great-grandparents did shouldn't affect me, and I want to stop right now. So you have that free will to say, no, it's going to stop now, and it's done. So again, we acknowledge that we have free will, and and use it. Like have the authority to say, yeah, I'm going to use it, and learn to use it because we have it. It's in our control. We're the ones to be in control, and that's I think when we start looking at Hollywood, and all the movies, and all the stuff. We're all taught, we don't have control. We do have control. So that's what the evil is. That's what we give, and the severity is based on how much of that control we hand over, how much consent we actually gave to that thing. How much authority we gave it over ourselves, over our life, over our family and our children. We're responsible for our children, and our families, our spouses, our animals, even our animals, and everything around us. Even the people we associate, we have control. We're responsible. You as a father, and me, we're responsible for our spouses, our children, our dogs, our animals. We are responsible. We are in control. So what we let in, is really responsible. So we need to, teach and stay together as a family and pray together. All those things are in the Bible. They're all there. A lot of people just blow them up like, well, it's no big deal. It is a big deal. It's a very simple thing. It's not hard. It's not a hard thing to do. It's a simple thing. Let's just, let's pray this out. Let's command this out of here. Why is this here? Why do we let it in? I've gone to people's homes, and I tell you, my friend, I say, do you want this thing cleaned? No, I like this. Why? Why want to turn this house into a bed and breakfast? It's haunted. It's great. I can bring people in and charge so much a night, and they stay over, and they have a bed and breakfast, and they get to see some paranormal activity, and especially room B is just almost haunted, and they don't see activity. So why are we feeding this? Why are we turning this into a business? Why are we allowing it? We should be stopping it, but we don't stop it. These haunted walks, Well, let's go to haunted Ottawa, haunted Montreal, haunted Toronto, haunted Vancouver. Let's go haunted walks. Let's go to the haunted jails, the haunted asylums, the abandoned asylums, the abandoned sanatoriums, the abandoned jails, Alcatraz. Let's go. It's a tourist attraction. So let's go. We pay money. We go in. What are we doing? We're feeding it.
It's the negativity. Yeah. It's negativity. I get you there. Bishop Plato, I'm going to get you to hold on. We're going to go to break here at the bottom of the hour. When we come back, we're going to get to audience questions in our chat rooms and on Twitter at #SpacedOutRadio. Bishop Plato Angelakis is our guest tonight. More demons, exorcisms, and your questions next.
Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using #SpacedOutRadio. You can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
Move over, brother, and let me own Saturday night.
This is Rich Giordano, and I'm inviting you to tune on in to Spaced Out Saturdays starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, where I'm going to bust open the lids on everything paranormal. Why? Because we want answers, and I'm the guy who's going to deliver those answers to you. Join the chat rooms, and we'll see you this Saturday. Just be there. No, really.
Looking for something new to push your limits? Look Beyond the Spectrum, a new docuseries featuring some of the best researchers in the world when it comes to everything from UFOs, government cover-ups, and Bigfoot in the forest. Truth seekers like Steve Bassett, Dr. Jeff Meldrum, Richard Dolan, as well as others all chip in to bring their knowledge to you. Beyond the Spectrum can be found on Amazon as well as Tubi TV. Tell us what you think on our Amazon page.
Finish off your weekend and kick off your new week with me, Everett Themer, right here on Spaced Out Sundays. I'm going to bring you great guests, a little bit of snark, and plenty of information to think about. But don't worry, there's going to be plenty of woo as well. We are going to hit everything in the paranormal and supernatural, including the odd psychic Sundays. So tune us in on Sunday, 9:06 p.m. Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, right here at spacedoutradio.com.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
Hey everybody, the SOR Space Travelers is open. For just $5 a month, you can hang out with Dave and our crew privately in our members-only section. With your signing, you'll receive newsletters on what's going on with Spaced Out Radio. You'll have direct contact with the host during the show in our chat, live streaming videos, and a great forum for your posts and more. Become a space traveler now at spacedoutradio.com.
From the heartlands of Canada to beards around the world, we know how to take care of you. Fill your follicles with the Mighty Moose Beard Oil. All our oils and balms are handmade and 100% natural ingredients because we care about your beard. And hey, use the promo code SOR2019 and get your Mighty Moose Beard Oil today. You can check us out on our website, mightymoosebeard.com.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rocking. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
You wanted new SOR gear, and now you can have it. The SOR Vault is fully stocked with t-shirts, hats, hoodies, mugs, and everything in between with great logos for you to choose from. So head on over to spacedoutradio.com, click on the SOR Vault, and go shopping. Pricing is quite affordable, and you can look good representing your favorite show. So go to our website and pick up your new SOR wear at the SOR Vault today.
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com.
Hey, space travelers, this is John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. If you know anything about our website, you know we like to do things a little differently. We're not some faceless organization collecting money for a nebulous cause. Our donor dollars go directly toward life-improving items. Then we give those items directly to an underdog who needs it most. To become a donor with Spaced Out Radio's official charity, Chive Charities, just go to chivecharities.org/donate.
We're adding to the entertainment online for Spaced Out Radio. I'm Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out Cryptid Tales, where I will take you on a journey into some of the strangest legends and lore from around the world, relaying the stories to you of the strange creatures and experiences that people have had throughout time. You can find Cryptid Tales at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. And while you're there, don't forget to check out our free archives and leave a comment. See you there.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
Welcome back to the halfway point of Spaced Out Radio tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott, hanging out with all of you from SOR headquarters. No place I'd rather be, except maybe Vegas right now. Anyways, remind you that all of our archives are free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, do a little shopping at the SOR Vault. Yeah, you can pick up a book at We Read the Night. Join the Space Travelers Club for $5 a month, and Captain Shirk has your news updated daily. We have Bishop Plato Angelakis here with us tonight. We're talking all things paranormal, demons, exorcisms, the devil himself. Is he around the corner just waiting for us? Well, we're going to get to your questions and find out, because I know they are building up right now. So thank you so much, Bishop Plato, for coming on Spaced Out Radio tonight.
No problem. No problem.
All right. Jade is asking. She's got a couple of questions.
Sure.
Bishop Plato, do you actually see, feel, smell, etc., the entities?
Sometimes, yes. Not always. I acknowledge my gift as being an exorcist. I don't have the gift of being an empath or a clairvoyant. I do use empaths and clairvoyant psychics. The ones that are good. I only like to use the ones that are best. I have one, and her name is Keela Lynn. I work with her. She is awesome. Lucky master to be, and awesome empath and clairvoyant. She's my eyes and my ears. And I make good use of those gifts. So sometimes I find they are the ones best to actually get those smells and those sounds and all those other things you mentioned, those senses. And I use them to help me maneuver through the process of either the person that I'm trying to cleanse or the home that I'm trying to cleanse. Because you go through the rooms and say, okay, it's moving around, it's going here, it's going there, I'm smelling this, I'm feeling cold here. They will actually be still more sensitive, so I use their gift. It's acknowledging that, people have gifts. Make use of them. Don't say you're a demonologist when you're not. Don't say you're an empath when you're not. Don't say you're an exorcist if you're not. If you are, embrace it and go with the gift. And let the other people who have gifts use their gifts. Go in as a team. Use everybody's gifts the way they're supposed to be used. And you'll find that it's an effective process. But do I actually? Yeah, sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll get pushed. Sometimes I'll sense things. I'll feel a bad area. I'll feel some cold spots. I will smell things. Certainly, yes, but not always. I'm not as empathic. I am sensitive to it, but I'm not empathic. I don't claim to be, and I don't. It's not my gift. There's other people who have that gift that I will utilize. So that's my question. That stuff does exist. I'm not the one who always uses it. I have other people that will do that for me.
That's right. That's right. And I'm just curious in regards to Jade's second question here, and that is, what are some of the more intense cases you have had, and what did you have to do to get rid of the negative entities?
You got to go in with the boldness. The most severe cases are the ones with the people who actually gave their full consent to be possessed. They've been living with it for so many years that they pretty much run their whole life. What I have to go through it? Well, like the movie's pretty close. Not always. With the Exorcist, the movie The Exorcist is pretty close. We go in with a ritual, and the ritual is a loop. The ritual can be said over and over again. It's quite long, and the power of Christ compels you. It's not I who command you; it's God who commands you. It's going through that whole ritual. It's the salt, it's the water, it's the oil. It's going in full blown. You're going in with the intent. Again, I'm going in with the intent, full consent of the person who actually says, "Yeah, I want this gone." That's number one. You got to have that consent. Number one. If the person goes, I don't know, I'm not too sure, and then you know what? It's not going to work. You got to have the consent of the person. The person has to want to be liberated. Number one, and that's first and foremost. And then with that, that's the only way you're going to be successful. And you go in with this veracity, this boldness, and you go in with the intent. Okay, you're gone. And there is no sequel. This is not a movie. It will be like Exorcist Part 2, Part 3. This is not like the Devil Returns in Part 4. This is in the real world. You're going in with the intent. God is not 90%. God is not 50%. No, it's Tuesday. I'm only going to be 40% effective. God is 100%. Either it's a yes or it's a no. So if you're going to go in with a full possession or anything, it doesn't even matter the severity. Whatever you do, you need to go in with the full intent. I'm going to take care of this, and it will be gone. And I'm going in with that in my mindset. I'm not going in to fail. I'm going in to do this, and it will be gone because God commands it, and that's it. That's it. God, it's absolute. This is the real world. God is absolute. And it's not me who commands you, it's God who commands you. It's Christ, the Son of God who commands you. It's the Holy Spirit who commands you. You must leave. You have no choice. They have to leave. There is no choice. There is no, think about it, it's Tuesday. No, it has to leave. Now, I know there's cases where there's like sometimes many days of doing this. Yes. I've gone over 2 days with one client, a week with another client. In some really severe cases, again, these are really rare. Like there's not that many out there. But the house Evelyn Dick's home that I did in Hamilton, Ontario. The woman who lived there was the daughter of the father who knew the father. I'm
going to get you to get closer to the mic. We're hearing a lot of muffling here.
Sorry about that. Yeah. So when I did Evelyn Dick's home, and we're talking about several years after the effect, the home still had some activity. So obviously everybody's passed on that were involved, but the house had activity. She claimed that her mother got pushed down the stairs, broke her hip. About 6 months later, passed away. Her husband was found on the floor, sort of paralyzed, and had basically a heart attack, and felt like it was all contributed to what would happen in that home. It was a murder and a few other things that happened in that home. So again, that wasn't so severe. I went to the home, cleansed it. There's no further activity. But in other cases where there's an actual person, the eyes are rolling back, the whites of the eyes, like you would see in the movie, that happens. Yeah, there's things that the person's body, someone who shouldn't have the strength, that can throw 4 adults around. That's happened. Tying down somebody, or 4 adults trying to hold somebody down, and even breaking limbs. There are some severe cases of that. It's rare, but it does happen. But you're going in with the intent to actually get rid of it, and ultimately you do liberate because it has to. It's you have to understand God is absolute. It's 100%. You're going in with that intent. Done. There's not a sequel in the movie Hollywood. There's no sequel here. The devil doesn't always win here. The devil will continue to try, but ultimately, as long as you have the consent, you got you're going in with that veracity. And I mean veracity. You're going in with some boldness. It's like right now I'm talking to you. I'm just an ordinary guy talking to you. But when I turn into my exorcist mode, and I'm very I change. I metamorphose into something else. I'm going in with strength. I'm going in with the St. Michael the angel with the angels, and I got the sword in my hand. Yes. Everything I got. I'm going in with the oil. I'm going in with the salt, the water. I'm going in to do battle. This is not a clean job. It's not something that people just get up in the morning and say, I think I'm going to be a demonologist or exorcist today. This is not. It's not something that I would want to do. I wish there was no evil. I don't really care to do this. This is not a pleasant job. It's dirty. You get thrown. You get spit on. You get profanity going on. There's obscenities that go on. It's not a pleasant thing. It's not a glamorous job like Hollywood has made out to be such great. Oh, this is great. I can be one of those. And it's just not glamour. Not to say the least. It's not. It's a very dirty job. It's a thankless job. Honestly, it really is. When people are thankful they're liberated, but honestly, you go home the other day, you're just as beat as the rest. Like, you got to go home tired. It's a full day's work. It is work. It's not a game. It's not playtime. It's work. It's a job. It's like you go in and you're going in with the intent and go in prepared. And I'll tell you, if I was telling me you're going to an exorcism, like I have one apparently out in New Jersey in the new year, and a lot of research for it. A lot of investigative work, a lot of interviews, a lot of in preparation for this. It's not something you just go like someone doesn't call you up on the phone and say, "Look, I think I'm possessed. Can you come over?" Yeah, I'll be there in an hour. It doesn't work that way. This is a long process of interviews, investigative work, research, medical stuff, consent, an understanding of what they want. You really want this because I'm not going to do this unless you absolutely want this. A lot of teaching after the fact, changing their life. And then we plan a date. Okay, we're going to go on this date. And believe it or not, up to the week leading up to that date, I have activity in my own home. It does everything to stop me from going there. I get a flat tire. This happens. That happens. Something happens. Emergency with one of the kids. Everything to stop me from going there. Once I get there, everything stops. Now I'm there. So it knows a lot. They know it's coming. Again, this is a realm that has no time continuum. The past, the present, the future run continuously in that realm, that spirit realm. And it knows everything about you. It knows you're coming. It knows your weakness. It knows who to attack in your family. It knows, to go after your children or your spouse or your loved ones, your weaknesses. It doesn't want to be exercised. It's going to do it in its power to stop you. You take this job on, you're going in for the fight. You're not going to lose. You don't go in with the mindset, well, I hope this works, because you've already lost. You have to go in with the mindset, I'm going to clean this out. This is going to be gone, done. Now I'm going to use all my angels, all my saints, every prayer I've got, everything at my disposal, even up to the Eucharist itself, the actual Christ, the body of Christ. I will bring it up. I will pull that out and just say, here's the body of Christ, and that's gone. It's like it flees. You have to go in with the intent, and you have to know when to stop, because the person you're exercising, you'll start seeing their body changes. You'll start seeing their health changes. You can do damage. That's why you need the consent.
Right.
But they have to want this. They have to want this. If they don't want this, the family needs to want this. And there's one member, I've been in a home where everybody wants something clean in this house, something benevolent. And if there's one member of the family that's sitting there going, I don't believe this, I don't really care. I found out later that it never wanted it. It actually wanted it there. It did not want it. It was actually, he was the cause of the problem. Because he wasn't on board, I was not very successful. It was a problem in the home. Because the one member I lived there did not want it gone. It's all or nothing. And that's right. The premise. Yeah, it's all or nothing.
All right.
One person says that. Right.
Let's get to Jade's other question here.
Sure.
How do you make sure these entities stay away for good?
It's up to the family. I give them, I leave them holy water and salt. I leave them blessed objects. Basically, that's when the journey starts. That's when the work really begins with the family after the exorcism. Everyone's been liberated. You're sort of, nipped in the butt, so to speak. Get a cross on the wall. Get the Bible out. Where's your Bible? Still in the closet, undust it, get it out. Start reading it. Find a good church to go to. It doesn't have to be Christian, like Catholic, whatever. It could be, Baptist. I don't really care. Like make the commitment to go and at least try to love God. The good. change whatever you were doing. Like, what was the problem? When you were involved in things, get rid of it. Get rid of the Ouija board. Get rid of whatever it is that you think was the problem. Okay? Whatever you were involved in, get rid of it. Stop what it is that you were doing. Let's give them the consent so it doesn't return. Because you have to understand, you're always going to be vulnerable at that point. Think about the drywall. First drywall on the wall, first piece of drywall. You go and you punch a hole in that wall. You can patch it up. No problem. You can paint over it. You wouldn't even know there's a hole there. But there's a hole there. It's a weak spot in that drywall. A car gets caught in a car accident. Yeah, you can repair the car, but there's underlying damage there. The cars get repaired. There's always a record that car was involved in an accident. So to let the new owner one day know that car has been in an accident, but the frame might not be quite, maybe some weaknesses there because the repairs are only so much, right? So you have to understand that you will always be vulnerable at that point after the event. So you need to make changes to protect yourself from, let's say you're in a portal. There's a portal open. You open up some kind of portal, something came through. We'll close the portal, but the portal's still there. There's some permanent portals in the world, and there's some temporary portals. Again, you have to know that you're now more susceptible. You're now more vulnerable. So you need to really take precautions. And so it's a teaching. It's an asset. I leave. I'm gone. I go back to my home. I pack my black bag and my hat, and off I go. That's when the journey really starts, Jay. You have to, tell the families, okay, change what you're doing. It's like the hospital, right? You got a heart condition, stop smoking, lose weight, change your diet.
Oh God, you're describing me right now, and I don't like that.
Well, me too, my friend. But that's again, I have to give those kind of examples because the doctor saying to you, look, you got a heart condition. The chest pain is going to come back if you don't do these things. Like manner, you need to do the same thing in the home, in your life. So it's the spirit, your spirit world, your spirit life. It's part of your health, your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit. It's part. It isn't just your physical body, your diet, your health, taking your medications, doing whatever, doing the right things, exercise. Your spirit, your mind, your mindset. It's important that you take care of that. So you need to take care of your surrounding energy, your space, your boundaries need to be protected. It's all part of your life, your home, your dwelling, your land, your animals, your pets, all part of your life. You need to protect all that stuff. And that is what I'm talking about, is you need to make sure that all that is in place. You just can't leave. Oh, Rex has been here, everything's gone, we can go back to doing what we're normally doing. No, you just can't. Because, what you were doing wasn't working. So you need to change it up a little bit. Well, that's what you need to do. So, yeah, the journey continues, and it's a lifelong journey. It doesn't just stop after a week. It's like forever. It's like that's the whole premise. It's like if you go in, I nip you in the butt, I got your control back. Here's your control. I hand over the control. It's back in your hands. Here's your will. You got it back. Now, what are you going to do with it? Okay, that's where the journey really works. That's where it's up to the family to do the work and say, okay, we're going to change the way we do things now. We're not doing this anymore because we don't need this problem. Okay, and that's really what the core of this issue is. It's the families or the clients. Whatever they're doing needs to change. I go in and nip the things in the butt, give it back to control. Here's your willpower. I leave. The rest is up to you. If you go back to your errant ways, you're going to bring some more worse ones back. You're going to be in a worse state than ever. And that's again, it's up to them. Again, it's free will, right? So that's the core right there.
All right. We got about 4 minutes here before we go to break here at the top of the hour. Bishop Plato Angelakis is our guest tonight. I got a question from Michael, who is asking, Bishop, have you ever had an entity that would not leave a possessed person?
Yes. I had one individual. Parents were satanic ritualists. Child grew up with this entity with her pretty much all her life. Family wanted her gone. She wanted her gone. Thing was just so persistent because I think it was put there by the parents, from what I could understand in the research. basically we got her out of the house. The entity, for some reason, couldn't leave the dwelling. I don't know why, but it could not follow her once she left the house. So once we got her out of the house, I could deal with it one-on-one. I find another thing I wanted to mention really quickly. I only have a few minutes. When I go to a home and we find out there's actually actual spirits, actual people who have passed on that haven't moved on, that maybe stayed with their home, we try to move them forward. Almost every instance when I find there's a home of ghosts, for example, or spirits that have passed on, there's always one demon or something very nasty lingering that feeds off these people who are sort of stuck in a loop of whatever, like regret or whatever it is that they're sort of not having dealt with before they passed on. There's always something bad that's lingering on. So what I do is I move those people on. Now that the demon has nothing to feed on, it's now weaker. I can actually corner it and get rid of it. So sometimes it's just knowing its weakness. Likewise, I know I have to find its weakness and then get rid of it. But it's taking away its energy and its power and weakening it and be able to cast it out. But it's a process. It does happen, yeah. But, again, you got to go in there without, you're going to be gone. I don't care. God commands you, you're going to be gone. Not now, in 5 minutes, start packing your bag, you're going to be gone. There's no yes or no here. You've got to leave. You have to go. And you don't give up. You keep fighting.
Well, that's a good answer. That's a good answer.
Well, don't leave. I don't leave the house. I don't leave the house until it's gone. I don't care how long it takes. Hours, days, I don't leave. Because that's what it wants. It wants you to leave. It's going to keep going until I burn out.
Hey.
It takes 2 exorcists. Right? Tag team.
What's
2 exorcists.
90 seconds. What's the worst thing a demon ever said to you?
Oh, it told me to F off. Pretty much. That was pretty much all. That's me. That's me. It tried to cause some strife in my family after the fact. I kind of, I don't know if it followed me home or I did something, but, it tried to cause fighting. Usually my spouse and I will, we look at each other and say, okay, why are we sort of grumpy with each other? Oh, yeah, I know why. I guess we got back from whatever, right? So, usually it tries to continue to battle you, it doesn't like what you did, so it tries to ruin something new, right? That's about the worst I've ever had. I don't really have anything really bad happen to me. Again, it's just they say, hey, stop me from getting there. A flat tire, a problem with the family, something, emergency, something to stop me from getting there is what they try to do. Not for the fact that I usually don't get much effect. But I guess unfortunate. But I do a lot of cleansing with myself. I dispose myself going in and then do the same going out. So
perfect.
I leave it there.
On that note, boss, I'm going to get you to hold on there because we are going to go to break here at the top of the hour. Bishop Plato Angelakis is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. We only got him for another 30 minutes. We're going to answer some questions in the SOR Space Travelers Club on Facebook. Hatterack, your questions are next. Stay tuned. Hour 3 and the SOR Newswire and Thought of the Day coming up as well. We'll be back.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
Move over, brother, and let me own Saturday night.
This is Rich Giordano, and I'm inviting you to tune on in to Spaced Out Saturdays starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, where I'm going to bust open the lids on everything paranormal. Why? because we want answers, and I'm the guy who's going to deliver those answers to you. Join the chat rooms, and we'll see you this Saturday. Just be there. No, really.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rocking. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
For the price of 1 cup of coffee a month, you can become an SOR Space Traveler. The Space Travelers Club is a place where you can interact with other listeners, either live during the show or on our great forum. We want your stories, pictures, comments, and ideas. You'll get live video streams, exclusive content, and be a part of our newsletter. Stay in touch with everything SOR. The Space Travelers Club is just $5 a month at spacedoutradio.com.
We're adding to the entertainment online for Spaced Out Radio. I'm Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out Cryptid Tales, where I will take you on a journey into some of the strangest legends and lore from around the world, relaying the stories to you of the strange creatures and experiences that people have had throughout time. You can find Cryptid Tales at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. And while you're there, don't forget to check out our free archives and leave a comment. See you there. The SOR Vault is open for business, and do we have some cool swag for you to pick up? All you have to do is head over to our website and click on the SOR Vault. You have a variety of cool logos to choose from, and put them on anything you want. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, coffee mugs, you name it, we can get it to you. So do your shopping by supporting the store you love. Get your Spaced Out Radio swag at the SOR Vault today.
At spacedoutradio.com, we have a little bit of everything for you to stay up late. So while you're there, check out our SOR Newswire, where our team brings you stories of the weird and strange to the WTF from around the globe. News on Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, Darwinian-type crime tales. It's the stories that the mainstream media usually won't touch. Well, we got them all on the SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com.
A timepiece is a reflection of who you are, and what better way to show off the real you than with an Escape watch? Escape is a lifestyle brand accessorizing your days and nights. Choose to escape and create the life of discovery that you deserve. Dream, play, unite with your own personalized Escape watch. Head to escapewatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today.
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com.
Every night on Space Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio. You can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
A little bit of science, a little bit of skepticism. Add a dash of snark and you have the makings of Spaced Out Sundays with me, Everett Thiemer. Together we will look into the reality of the paranormal with an open eye and rational thought. Oh, did I mention there'll be plenty of woo as well? Your time spent with Spaced Out Sundays will make the night even better. The chat rooms are open, 9:06 p.m. Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, right here at spacedoutradio.com.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know little brother is watching.
We all know on Spaced Out Radio we love a good beard and mustache, so why not take care of your facial hair with Mighty Moose Beard Oil? Made in Canada, we're taking care of beards and stashes around the world. We use 100% natural ingredients with our oils and balms to make your whiskers feel silky smooth. Use promo code SOR2019 at MightyMooseBeard.com today.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Hey, space travelers, this is John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. If you know anything about our website, you know we like to do things a little differently. We're not some faceless organization collecting money for a nebulous cause. Our donor dollars go directly toward life-improving items. Then we give those items directly to an underdog who needs it most. To become a donor with Spaced Out Radio's official charity, Chive Charities, just go to chivecharities.org/donate.
Would you like to connect with us? Head to spacedoutradio.com for all your latest show info. Now, back to Dave Scott and SOR.
Third and final hour of Spaced Out Radio tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott. Good to have you with us. I want to say hello to everyone listening in on Kingdom of Nye Radio and Revolution Radio. Thank you so much for tuning us in on the digital side. On the terrestrial side, we're on WQEE 99.1 FM in Noonan, Georgia, KDUN AM 1030 in Reedsport, Oregon, UPRN 107.7 FM in New Orleans, KDNF AM 1560 in Dangerfield, Texas, and KZFX 93.7 FM in Ridgecrest, California. Remember, all of our archives are free for you at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club, Habromania. Habromania is your password. Use it wisely, Space Travelers, as the Clam sets the password each and every night right here on Spaced Out Radio. Our website, spacedoutradio.com. Do a little shopping at the SOR Vault. Rock out to Bumblefoot. Pick up a new book at We Read Tonight. You can join the Space Travelers for $5 a month. And, of course, Captain Shirk has you all updated on the news daily in the SOR Newswire. For the final time tonight, we introduce Bishop Plato Angelakis. He is someone who clears out demons, deals with exorcisms. This guy will drop a Macho Man Randy Savage type elbow on any bad spirit that is out there. Yes, you will. You laugh, but you know it's true.
Appreciate that.
Well, I want to get to a couple of questions in our SOR Space Travelers Club. They come from Hodderock. He is asking, what's with the Ouija board?
Yeah, okay. Well, that's an interesting question. Yeah. You know, I know some people. I mean, I'm very open-minded. I know some individuals that will use the Ouija boards as a spirit board or a portal. They're psychics, they're mediums, they're sensitive empaths, clairvoyants, whatnot. And I find they actually they seem to use the board as it's a tool. It's really just a tool. It's a piece of wood, you know, and like any object, you know, you can give it life, right? It doesn't have to be a Ouija board. You can make it, you know, like the Annabelle doll or whatever, the conjuring mirror, like, you know, it's an object, right? You can give it life, a doll, ceramic doll, I don't know, you name it. The board itself is just a tool. It's just an object, but you know, it's what you do with it. Really, is the issue here. And I know that a lot of people will use. I know people will use the board. I'm not for the board. I'll be honest. I don't agree with the board. I think it's just something that I just would rather you guys all just stay away from. I know some people use the board as their way of sort of tapping into the spiritual world to help with, but these people that I know are using the board sort of very professionally. They're not abusing it. They know their limitations. They've got their boundaries set. They're grounded. They're very grounded spiritually, and they use the board to help them sort of tap into a realm to help them sort of help clients. Again, the Bible says, "Know me by my fruits," which means that it comes from the divine when you can produce fruit. So if you can help somebody by any means, and you produce the fruit, then I would consider that coming from God. It's to some degree. So I'm not really for the board. I know the board can be used as a means to sort of tap into things, but they don't use it like they don't put their hands on it and say, "Okay, talk to me," kind of thing. It's not that form of usage. It's more like the board itself has some kind of energy attached to it that by having the board itself allows them to tap into it. They don't actually use the board per se, like they use traditionally, like you would see it on a table and say, "Okay, you have your hand on it and, talk to me," and it goes to the A, it goes to the letters and numbers kind of thing. No, in that sort of format, you're sort of opening yourself up, because what you're doing, you say, "Okay, I need you to come to me and talk to me," and basically you open yourself up as a portal, as a conduit. I don't believe in that. I think you shouldn't dabble. That's my opinion. I think, like I said, why knock on the Satan's door? Because he's going to answer, and you don't know who's going to answer that door when you open it. So, as for the board itself, I personally am not into it. A lot of people, some people I know will use the board as a means. It's an energy sort of thing, object of energy that will help them sort of tap into the. Everybody has their own gifts, so I don't disown anybody's gifts. I work with many of them that are really good, and there's some that they don't know what they're doing. And I think unless you really know what you're doing, I wouldn't be playing around with the darn things. But again, I try to avoid anything that will open up a portal. I would try to avoid any objects, anything that I'm not an empath. I'm not a psychic, so I can't speak on that. But I don't agree with them. Some of the cases you see on TV, based on true stories, it all started from the board. It basically opened yourself up, and there was a problem. So the board itself is nothing. It's what you do with the board. It's the consent, right? It's just a board. Okay, the board, it's just a piece of wood, right? It's nothing. You can buy it at the store, and it's nothing, right? But when you start using it for a certain purpose, what is your purpose? Is it to reach out and bring in something? You open a portal, open yourself up, so you're giving consent to someone to come and work in you, because you want to have some powers, you want to have some gifts, that you don't normally have. Then you're giving your will. Again, that free will is gone. So that board becomes, basically a dangerous object for you. It shouldn't be, it's just, you just create a problem. And then, of course, you walk away, and the board now has been energized. You're just given it authority. So, that's what we have to be careful about, those Ouija boards. But there are people I know who use them, but use them not in that sense where you move around with the letters. It's just by having the board itself has given them sort of, an energy, sort of, an ability to go out into that realm, which I don't deal with. They do, but they do help people. They have helped people with it. So in that regard, I'll say, okay, fine, but they seem to know their limits. They know when to stop, when not. They're protective, they're grounded, they're very, they use it appropriately, where other people don't. So that's the problem. That's all I can say about the board. I really don't. I best stay away from it, honestly.
Before I get to Joey's next question, or Haderach's next question, pardon me, I want to ask you. We have so many people and so many religious people who claim the evil ways of the Ouija board, yet nobody, especially in the paranormal, seems to have an issue with reading tea leaves or tarot cards or using pendulums or dowsing rods.
Well, they do. They're equally as bad. But again, what is the intent? I know people who read cards and they read well. They're very effective. But what do you use? I'll be honest. There's a lot of people who read tarot cards, and they do for a living, and they support, they're single moms who support kids, put their kids to school, feed the children, put food on the table. What, are you telling the truth? Do you actually have a gift? Or are you just, you're just a charlatan, right? We have both out there, right? They're both out there. The fakes, the frauds, and the people who are legit. So, again, it's not my realm. I don't talk about that. I just don't encourage that. I don't, it's their free will. I can't preach to the preacher, right? I talk about free will, but I'm not going to go and say, well, you shouldn't be doing that because that's me telling you what you should not be doing. That's your free will. If you want to play with those cards, you want to do the Ouija board, I don't encourage it. But it's your free will. But I personally will have seen people who will do it effectively. They're safe. They do well. They actually help people. They help guide people. They help. In that case, I say, okay, fine. I'll give you that much credit. But I don't encourage it because again, they're just cards. It's just a 1,000 rod. It's just tea leaves. It's just a cup of tea. Well, get the tea. If that's what you're drinking a cup of tea, then drink the tea. But if you're doing the tea leaves because you want to drink the tea and turn the cup upside down and say, let's see what's going on. Let's read the tea cup, and then you change the intent of that cup of tea, right? So again, you're opening yourself up. I just find there's so many people that want to know so much about the unknown. They want to know about the future. They want to know about what's going on. I want to have my cards read. And if you don't like the answer, they go to someone else and pay another $30. Oh, can you read my cards? I didn't like the last one. I want to it's frowned upon in Scripture. And I think it's more to protect yourselves. So it's something we shouldn't be dealing with. But I have seen these appropriately. I'll give credit to where credit's due. But I don't encourage it because it's like, why open yourself up? But Dowsing rods are great. People find water back in the day. That's how they found water. They found water. They found energy lines. They found the grave sites with them. They found again, what was the purpose of using those things? They were used actually for a purpose. They're actually looking for water to build a well. But if you're looking to use those rods for some other purpose, to open up a portal of some sort, or to find something, or find whatever. Again, it's the purpose behind what you're doing. It's the intent. If people don't understand, it's the intent of what you're doing behind it, and that's what gives it the energy. That's the intent. So, like I say, play responsibly. But know what you're doing and know why you're doing it. Again, I don't want to interfere with others' free will. They're welcome to do whatever they want, but I hate when people get into situations because they dabble into something because someone's been teaching something, or they
I hear
got
you.
a false notion on TV, some movie. Oh wow, I'll do that. It's great. But I see some people use cards. They're great. There's angel cards, there's tarot cards, there's spirit cards, all kinds of different cards. Reiki, healing cards, and you name it. You know the story. They're all over the place. Again, they're just cards. But what is the purpose behind the cards? Are you tapping into something, or are you trying to open something up?
I'm going to get you to move a little closer to your microphone again, boss. Sorry.
Absolutely. No, not at all. Again, the bottom line is it's the intent behind what you're doing, and that's really up to the individual. So.
All right, let's get to his other question, Hadarach's other questions. Sure. There's a lot of people out there religiously who say animals don't have spirits. Where do you stand on that?
I have seen animals react to spirits. I've had dogs thrown by demons, down the stairs. The dog ratted out the demon. I was looking for him in the house. He's hiding. I got there in room by one, and the dog actually found where the demon was hiding. So this is a great dog. Took one for the team, but got thrown down the stairs for it. Poor dog, scared and sort of urinated itself. But anyway, do they have spirits? Again, if I was the owner of a dog, and I'm the owner, right? Like God said, here's my garden, right? Here's the Garden of Eden. Here's my garden, Adam and Eve. Take care of all my animals. You own them. Like this is everything here is yours, right? So I guess in a sense we own the animals, right? We own the dogs, the cats, and our pets. Could I conjure up a demon and put it in my dog? I don't know, possibly, right? I have never actually seen one, but yeah, I think it's possible. So yeah, I think dogs, cats, animals could have spirits if we make that intention, right? I don't think the dog itself would actually get possessed on its own. I don't think the dog has the ability to want to do that. I think, but I think we as the owners could do that. We could. I mean, if we could put a demon in an inanimate object like a doll or a board or something, right? Cards or something. I certainly think we could conjure up a demon and put it in an animal if we really truly wanted to, right? So, if we get allowed with our free will to possess ourselves, why can't we do our animals that we own, right? We're responsible for our animals. So, I've seen satanic ritualists, parents will make offerings, and their child becomes possessed when they get older, because the child is everybody. For the lack of a better word, the property of the parents, right? We're so responsible for our children, so they become our care. So you'll see a lot of that, right? You'll see a lot of people will do rituals on their children, and they, of course, then they grow up and they carry on the family, whatever belief system is, whatever whatever evil they want to do, or they're involved. So yeah, I think it's possible. Theoretically, it's possible. I've never actually seen a possessed dog or a cat or whatever, but I know in the Bible there were stories of a lot of the saints and the priests will bless the animals on certain days of the year, on feast days. Everybody used to bring their farm animals; they would get blessed, so they would produce fruit and they would be healthy and So I think everybody back in the day even believed that the animals needed to be blessed as well as we did. So because they can be sick and they want because that was their means of income. So yeah, certainly. I've never actually personally seen one, but I think it can be if someone puts one in. Definitely.
My good friend Mark goes in our chat rooms as Bazooka Joe. He just lost his dog of 14 years a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
And
long time.
And right before the show, he actually messaged me with a little bit of a video. He put a K2 meter on his dog's couch. His dog had a couch specifically for her and never moved. That was her place. And tonight they had a feeling, because sometimes you get those feelings, what they're like when something is there. So they put a K2 meter on the couch tonight and recorded it and started asking for Daisy if she was laying on the couch. And the K2 meters started going off.
Okay.
Thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, well, it's cool. I mean, I discern everything. You have to discern everything, and I have seen animals come back in spirit form. I think it's again it's energy, right? I think dogs are like look at dogs. They lie on the grave sites, right? When their owner dies, right? How does the animal know that that the body's there? Sort of thing. So, there's so many things we don't know about the afterworld. We're still just, like I said, scraping the barrel on this. Like we're just getting a little taste of it right now. We're not really sure exactly what is going on behind the veil in the other world. But yeah, animals are very attached to us. I mean, 14 years is a long time. 14 years is a long time for a dog, and it's attached to a family and the energy that's attached to that. Certainly, I know there's stories of animals being seen in heaven. So do they have spirits, souls? I mean, I don't know if they have souls, do they have spirits? Certainly. So I think every living thing on the planet has a spirit, really, from the trees to the grass and the animals and the air we breathe. I think everything seems to have an energy, and the Creator creates wonderfully. Do they have an actual soul like we have? I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. But certainly, yeah, I don't denounce the fact that there's probably some residual energy there of the dog. But again, being careful. You're being inquisitive. That's great, Mark. And you like to know the energy is there, but be careful because the fact that you're doing that, you're somewhat giving consent because I want to know, right? I want to know, so I'm giving consent. Don't be fooled if it's not something else that's trying to pretend that it's the dog to lure you in more, to more curiosity, to open yourself up more. So the next thing you know, you've got a problem in your house. Again, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make the connection here, right, between the fact that it's nice to know where the dog, okay? Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes it's nice to say, okay, the dog has passed on. You know, bless the dog. That's great. It was a great dog. We loved her. You know, blah blah blah. But, you know, what are we doing with the meter? Like, okay, we want to know there's energy there. Okay, well, you know, is it the dog or is it something else that's playing the dog? You know, I found there's a lot of trickery. You really got to be careful. You know, this is where a lot of the problems start. You know, as we start, I'm not saying that's the case. It could actually be the dog, but again, take chances, right? So, I mean, and be careful what you're doing, because, you know, this is where we start dabbling, right? And you know, it's not for a bad intent. We want to know because we're inquisitive, but, you know, to what end, right? You know, to prove the dog has an energy field there, but there might be some residual stuff. Certainly, it might be, but then again, it might not. As you know, these spirits are not stupid. They've been around for millions, billions of years, trillions of years, you know, and they know that, you know, this is their way of trying to get in to you. So be very careful. I mean, just like I said, we have a lot of enemies out there. We have a lot of enemies in the, you know, the demonic world and evil. They don't like us. They don't want us. They don't need us. They want to get rid of us or destroy us, and they're just waiting for stuff like that, right? To look at your weakness, to look at your inquisitiveness, your curiosity, you know, and then that gets the better of you, right? So you got to be really careful. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, it could be a dog.
I got one final question here from Shar, who is asking in our chat room. When you're talking or you have spirits around, could it really be child spirits, or is it a trick for emotions? We got about 90 seconds.
It could be both. It could be both. Again, you have to discern. You know, like, be really careful. It could be either or. You know, it could be a lure, or it could be an actual child. They're going to look at the Annabelle doll. You know, it revealed itself as a child, and they let it in to the doll, thinking, you're welcome to live in the doll with us. And it was actually a very bad demonic. I think it's actually more of a devil than it's more of a demon. So again, you know, there was one example there, and that doll does exist. That's a true story. I've seen it. I've touched it. I've held it. It's real, you know. And so, yeah, you know, and that was the story behind it. It was a child that lured itself in, pretending to be a child when it wasn't. So we have to be really careful. Just discern. You know, like, what's it coming from? What's the intent? Be careful how you tread. Be careful what you ask. Be careful what you watch your wording. It's trickery. It's waiting for you to slip up, say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing. Give it consent, give it energy, give it food, and then you got a problem. So, you know, be very, very careful. But yeah, it can be either or. Again, you know, we don't know. Right? So,
for sure, my friend. We only got about 20 seconds left. I want to say a big thank you for you coming on Spaced Out Radio tonight. What an absolute pleasure to have you. You know, join us, go through exorcisms, go through demons, go through how to keep us safe. It was just an honor to have you, Bishop Plato.
Well, I appreciate it. Anytime. I mean, how many times you like? You know, this is a big topic. You know, we can't cover it 2.5 hours. There's a lot out there.
Yes.
And you know what? Every day I'm finding there's more and more. It's not clear cut anymore. There's a lot of gray in between. So,
well, you stay safe
careful,
as well, my friend. You stay safe as well.
Yeah.
Coming up next, we have the SOR Newswire and the Thought of the Day to round out our week and head into the weekend with Little Richie G and Mount Everett. More Spaced Out Radio coming up.
Move over, brother, and let me own Saturday night.
This is Rich Giordano, and I'm inviting you to tune on in to Spaced Out Saturdays starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, where I'm going to bust open the lids on everything paranormal. Why? Because we want answers, and I'm the guy who's going to deliver those answers to you. Join the chat rooms, and we'll see you this Saturday. Just be there. No, really.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
You wanted new SOR gear, and now you can have it. The SOR Vault is fully stocked with t-shirts, hats, hoodies, mugs, and everything in between, with great logos for you to choose from. So head on over to spacedoutradio.com, click on the SOR Vault, and go shopping. Pricing is quite affordable, and you can look good representing your favorite show. So go to our website and pick up your new SOR wear at the SOR Vault today.
Hey everybody, the SOR Space Travelers is open. For just $5 a month, you can hang out with Dave and our crew privately in our members-only section. With your signing, you'll receive newsletters on what's going on with Spaced Out Radio. You'll have direct contact with the host during the show in our chat, live streaming videos, and a great forum for your posts and more. Become a space traveler now at spacedoutradio.com.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
A little bit of science, a little bit of skepticism. Add a dash of snark and you have the makings of Spaced Out Sundays with me, Everett Thiemer. Together we will look into the reality of the paranormal with an open eye and rational thought. Oh, did I mention there'll be plenty of woo as well? Your time spent with Spaced Out Sundays will make the night even better. The chat rooms are open, 9:06 p.m. Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, right here at spacedoutradio.com.
At spacedoutradio.com, we have a little bit of everything for you to stay up late. So while you're there, check out our SOR Newswire, where our team brings you stories of the weird and strange to the WTF from around the globe. News on Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, Darwinian-type crime tales. It's the stories that the mainstream media usually won't touch. Well, we got them all on the SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com.
Hey, Spaced Out Radio fans! It's John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. Our goal is to make the life of veterans, first responders, and those with rare medical conditions 10% happier. We do this by donating one grant item, ranging from dance to therapy programs to prosthetic limbs, to those who need it most. To contribute to Spaced Out Radio's official charity, head over to chivecharities.org and become a donor today.
Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio. You can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
We all know on Spaced Out Radio we love a good beard and mustache, so why not take care of your facial hair with Mighty Moose Beard Oil? Made in Canada, we're taking care of beards and stashes around the world. We use 100% natural ingredients with our oils and balms to make your whiskers feel silky smooth. Use promo code SOR2019 at MightyMooseBeard.com today.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rocking. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
We're adding to the entertainment online for Spaced Out Radio. I'm Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out Cryptid Tales, where I will take you on a journey into some of the strangest legends and lore from around the world, relaying the stories to you of the strange creatures and experiences that people have had throughout time. You can find Cryptid Tales at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. And while you're there, don't forget to check out our free archives and leave a comment. See you there.
Rounded third, we're heading for home tonight on Spaced Out Radio. I'm your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. Thank you for joining us. Chloe in Scotland, my 9-year-old fan, thank you so much. You got a package coming your way. Glad to have sent it to you. She sent me a painting a few weeks ago. Beautiful SOR painting of a UFO, Carl flying the ship out the window. I think it's Carl. I hope it is. It's of a disc that's all lit up with a big red "We Own the Night" right above. Well, the UFO and the "We Own the Night" are right above Devil's Tower, otherwise known as Team Stump around here. Hey, you know you could get your Team Stump t-shirts on our website at the SOR Vault. Make sure you do that. So, Chloe, thank you very much, and your gift will be there in a few weeks, and I hope you enjoy it, my little listener friend. All right, let's continue on. Remember, our archives are free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website, spacedoutradio.com. Rock out to Bumblefoot. Don't forget, you get your horns up there. You can also get a new book at We Read the Night. Of course, shop at the SOR Vault. Join the Space Travelers Club for $5 a month. And you also get to hang out and read up on the news from Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire. The news is always changing, which is why we bring you the SOR Newswire at the back end of every show, where we get to the weird, the strange, the wacky, and sometimes ugly. Ugly like that new Tesla truck. Elon Musk is brilliant, okay, but that truck is ugly. Let's be honest. His new truck that was unveiled yesterday, supposedly with unbreakable glass that splintered twice when hit with a large metal ball. The failed stunt, which ranks high on the list of embarrassing auto industry rollouts, came just after Elon bragged about the strength of the Tesla armor glass on the wedge-shaped Cybertruck. Yeah, right in front of the media and everybody watching, the transparent metal glass shattered. "Oh my God," Musk said, uttering an expletive. Maybe that was a little too hard. They tried a second time on the left passenger window, which spider cracked as well. Musk recovered with a one-liner. At least it didn't go through. That's a plus sign. The failure overshadowed the truck's slick unveiling, which some analysts panning its looks. The truck is a stainless steel. You know what? It looks like a newfound DeLorean on wheels. Don't you find it very eerily similar that it was almost a year ago that he was smoking a doobie on Joe Rogan's show? Is that how the idea came out for this thing? Yeah. Yeah, this thing almost as ugly as the old Pontiac Aztec of the mid-90s that GM put out, or 2000s, whenever it was. That thing was ugly. I think they only sold about 12. The rest they gave away on Survivor. Investors apparently didn't like the stunts of the truck's futuristic design, which is aimed at getting a foothold in the most profitable part of the U.S. auto market. Tesla shares fell more than 6%. Oh, by the way, in Elon Musk's pocket, he lost $770 million on that today. It's a lot of money. Tesla's Cybertruck reveal will likely disappoint current pickup truck owners, and we see the vehicle remaining a niche and not a mainstream product. Cowen investment research analyst Jeffrey Osborne wrote in a note to his investors, while we are pleased to see Tesla enter the most profitable segment of the North American passenger car market, we do not see this vehicle in its current form being a success. Honestly, did he hire General Motors designers? That thing's ugly. It's ugly. I'd still own one, but it's ugly. If you're struggling to imagine such a thing, that's because the numbers behind this explosion are staggering. One of the biggest explosive events, literally since the Big Bang, has happened. A massive amount of energy was released through a gamma-ray burst about 7 billion light-years away, and in a matter of seconds, it created more energy than our sun, the nearest star to us, which will generate in its entire 10 billion-year lifespan. Gamma-ray bursts are the most energetic events in the universe, and the most massive since the big one that set everything off in the first place. Yeah, well, that's according to Dr. Gemma Anderson, who is one of the co-authors of the study of these recent events. Anderson worked with 300 scientists from around the world on the discovery, but the research was led by researchers at Curtin University in Western Australia. It's pretty lucky that we could see it all, to be fair. These cosmic blasts are coming at us from so far away that we can only pick them up when the beams are coming straight at us, and they can last for just a matter of milliseconds or a couple of hours. Perhaps the most amazing thing about this whole thing is that such massive events come to us via such minuscule margins. That's not to say they aren't at least frequent. Gamma-ray bursts reach us around once per day at completely random intervals. Dr. Anderson said they are likely produced by a massive star being blown apart in a supernova with a resulting explosion leaving behind a black hole. Right on. Right on. Most of us will never see that. Earthly visitors will once again get to pose in front of the iconic extraterrestrial highway sign near the secretive Area 51 military test base in rural Nevada. Highway officials announced this week the landmark, located in Crystal Springs, was taken down September 12th during alien-oriented festivities that drew hundreds of enthusiasts that month. According to the Nevada Department of Transportation, the sign is a popular stopping point for visitors that take photos, which can snarl traffic. The previous sign was made unreadable by graffiti and stickers, the department said. To prevent further vandalism, the sparkling new sign, complete with an image of a stealth bomber, now stands taller. Well, first off, it's not a stealth bomber. It's a stealth fighter. It's an F-117. It's not a B-2. Gotta know your planes. You live in Nevada, writer. Come on, Ricardo. Anyways, complete with the image of a stealth fighter, spelling incorrect, S-I-C in brackets, now stands taller and less accessible. It sits at the junction of State Routes 318 and 375, northwest of US 93 in Lincoln County, on a stretch of road that borders the Nevada Test and Training Range facility, which has been the subject of lore and conspiracies for decades. Can you say aliens? I can. Aliens? All right, moving on here. Here's a weird one. You know, David Paulides is definitely going to check out this case. And if you didn't know, we got like 12 days until David Paulides is a guest on this show. How cool is that? David Paulides coming back. All right. Authorities say a woman who has been missing for more than a month apparently climbed onto the roof of her cabin when she told a friend she was involved in a shootout with two men before she vanished. Adrienne Quintel, was last seen downstate in early October. She was heading to Honor, Michigan, west of Traverse City, to go to her family's cabin to relax with her boyfriend. She was last heard from on Thursday, October 17th, when she called a friend in Warren at 2:34 a.m. asking for help, officials said. Quintal told the friend she was involved in a shootout with two men, one of whom she shot in the face. After speaking for 4 minutes and 27 seconds, the friend called 911. Police were first given an incorrect address. When officers finally arrived at the cabin at 3:15 a.m., they noticed multiple bullet holes in a window, but Quintal was nowhere to be found. Detectives determined that several shots had been fired from inside the cabin out. No shots had been fired into the cabin, according to police, and there was no blood. All doors were locked and some windows were open. Police believe at some point, Quintal climbed up to the roof of the home where she left her boots and phone, the one she used to call her friend for help. Quintal's empty 9mm handgun was found on the ground below, and her purse was inside the cabin. A vehicle at the scene was registered to Quintal's boyfriend, who left the cabin days earlier in another vehicle to return to Metro Detroit area. Authorities have searched the woods around the cabin, but have no further signs of Quintal. Earlier this week, authorities asked deer hunters to look for any signs of her body in the woods. At this point, police have 3 theories as to what may happen. The first theory is that something medical happened with her. Maybe she got into bad drugs and, shot up the place and then ran off into the woods. Benzie County Sheriff Ted Schendel says. The second theory, obviously, is that she was abducted. And the third is that this may have been staged. So there are those out there, and those 3 avenues police are currently working on. Let's add to the second one, shall we? Boots on the roof. Phone on the roof. You're like me. Come on, admit it. Aliens. But she is in Michigan. This could be a dogman thing. I'm pretty sure a 9-foot dogman could jump onto the roof. Leave the boots and the phone there. Take her. I'm siding with aliens here, people. I'm siding with aliens. Anyways, Quintal, who goes by the nickname Ada, is described as a white female with long brown hair, brown eyes, 5'7" and 125 pounds. There is a $20,000 reward for information that leads to her location. After that, the reward will go back down to $10,000. Call Crime Stoppers if you can. Helen, a blind bison that has spent years at an Oregon farm and sanctuary without making a single friend, has a new friend. I love stories like this. I really do. Thanks for putting this in the run, Captain Shirk. So, Helen was nervous, suspicious, and seemingly destined to live out the rest of her life, sad and alone, but she has a little boyfriend named Oliver. He's a Jersey calf, very curious from birth, and he walked up to Helen, and they've become best friends. Helen, because she's blind, had to take the hard route to trust little Oliver, and now they're inseparable. They go everywhere together. Helen seems to have adopted Oliver, and Oliver's fur has even changed colors as he's grown older to match Helen's. How interesting is that? Oh, you got to see these photos online. Seriously, they're on boardpanda.com. He actually turned into a baby buffalo, Lighthouse Sanctuary's Gwen Jacobson has said. They change in their demeanor. It's incredibly awesome to watch, especially for Helen, who has a friend. Jacobson sees the relationship like that of a loving nanny who cares for a baby. Betsy, Oliver's mom, usually drops Oliver off at daycare and roams around while Helen watches over him for the rest of the day, and she's cool with that. Well, Betsy, I catch them grooming each other, which is amazing because I don't think Helen has ever had the opportunity to express that motherly instinct before. This is awesome. I love stories like this. The power of friendship has brought Helen out of her shell, giving her the confidence to go and befriend other animals in the sanctuary, too. The sanctuary itself is dedicated to rescue, rehabilitation, and when appropriate, rehoming of abused and neglected farm animals. According to their website, over 200 animals, including pigs, cows, horses, chickens, sheep, and goats, are homed there. This is fantastic. Good. I love that story. Love stories like that. All right, let's head to the mountains here. Snowboarders glided down a Vermont mountain Friday on opening day of the season as a tribute to Jake Burton Carpenter, a pioneer in the snowboarding sport who died this week. Carpenter, who founded Burton Snowboards in Vermont, died Wednesday of cancer complications. He was just 65 years old. In announcing his death, CEO John Lacey encouraged employees to do what Jake would be doing on Friday, and that's going riding. And so they did. Taken to the slopes at Stowe Mountain Resort in the rain, they packed onto the chairlifts and met at the top for a ceremony at the Stone Hut, a special place for Carpenter. They then rode back down together. Good for them. Good honor. Now, Klaus Jorstad, this guy had a bad day. So he decides to get these stools from IKEA. And they've got these holes in. There's like 8 holes in these stools, okay? Well, one of Klaus's testes happened to drop out and drop right through one of those holes. The Norwegian man shared his horror story with IKEA on Facebook. Klaus has a bum leg, so he decided to use the IKEA stool in the shower so he could sit down and still wash up. Sounded like a great plan. Didn't turn out so well. As he sat down on the stool naked and wet, he realized something had gone horribly wrong. He looked down, took a look, found one of his nutters had fallen through a hole in the seat, and it wouldn't come back out. You see, the warm water expanded his sack. He was trapped. Although Klaus didn't use the exact word testicles, choosing to use little nutter instead, well, apparently they were swollen from the heat. Well, we get the point. Klaus didn't know what to do, so he just sat there and waited. Sat there for a long Sat there for a long time for the water to go cold. In his Facebook post, he described the water as being colder than his mother-in-law's smile when he married her daughter. Luckily, the freezing cold water helped him poke his testy out of the seat. Shrinkage, you know. And he became a free man. Oh. Oh, that's a predicament. That's a predicament. That's a Hall of Fame story. Thought of the Dave happens every night at this time, where we ask a question on our Facebook and Twitter pages, then read your responses on the air. I can't help it. Shirk, you broke the show. Captain Shirk, you broke the show. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. All right, today's Thought of the Dave. Where is it here? What's your thoughts on demonologists in the paranormal? Let's go to Edith. Right off the bat, Edith says, I think some are the real deal while others are fakes. Alfred, they are a must. Tom, most are self-trained and unqualified. I believe that. Sparkles, I feel there are too many people who involve themselves in this practice that really don't know what they're doing. Brad, I think demon is subjective and based off of belief rather than fact. Allison, most self-proclaimed demonologists only know the demons from the Christian Bible. They do not look outside of this one religion. Also, they need to put their own personal fears and misconceptions aside in order to fully understand such a complex aspect of the paranormal. Kelly, you mean the ones that aren't even old enough to grow a decent facial hair? If they can't grow a decent beard, how the hell are they supposed to summon a demon? Good call, Kelly. Good call. Shane, I've had to go after many demonologists when their attempts fail. My observation is that they are limited by their narrow, preconceived idea on the subject. They do not understand the mechanics of this stuff. They attempt to fight the paranormal with the paranormal and don't understand that we are the participants in the exchange. So therefore, they look past the root cause of the initiation and continued escalation. Nicole, I want to know their training and education and other qualifications. Danny, most are a joke, but for the ones that have spent years working and studying, they're very important. But so many of themselves, or so many call themselves that now, maybe they have done it. Not enough. Captain Shirk, danger, danger. I believe anyone who enters this realm just because they think it sounds cool is dealing from so much hubris they might as well jump in front of a moving truck. Demons are real and they have no other plans than to rob, destroy, and kill. Extremely dangerous territory and should not be approached without adequate knowledge and training. Robert, the Warrens are probably the most famous and wrote a cool book about it. Nikki, you mean like exorcists? I want to be one when I grow up. Buddy, if they run into some whacked out dude, I will handle it for them. They handle the demons. Michelle, overused. Everything is a demon now. Chris, one word answer. Fake. We're going to end it right there. Thank you for participating in the Thought of the Dave. This week, we will do it all again on Monday. Big thanks to Captain Shirk for putting together the news. Thanks for breaking the show, Captain. I know you're sitting in your lounger right now, getting ready for your mud wrestling match. Yeah, I know. You broke the news today. You broke the show. That was outstanding. And reminder, if you're going to IKEA and you want a little stool for the shower, don't get one with holes in it, especially if you're a man. Your nutters might get chuddered. All right. We got Mr. Ron Bumblefoot Thal rocking in the background with Little Brother is Watching. Bumblefoot is the official music of Spaced Out Radio, rocking us in and out of every single show. Get your horns up for the guitar god himself. Special thanks to everybody listening in this week at home, at work, in your cars, in our chat rooms on LGAB, Spreaker, Revolution Radio, Facebook, the SOR Space Travelers Club on our website, and on Twitter at hashtag Spaced Out Radio. Remember, this show is copyright by Spaced Out Radio and SOR Media Ventures Limited.
I know you're out there somewhere.
Thank you so much for sharing your week with us. I'm going to take the weekend off, but I'll be back on Monday. I hope you join me for Butch Witkowski, because together, my friends, we own the night. Mr. Bumblefoot, we need a favor. We need you to take us home. Have a great weekend, everybody. Don't forget, Rich Giordano, Saturday night with Spaced Out Saturdays. Everett Themer, Spaced Out Sundays. We got a great crew here. Come support us as we support your listening desires. Good night.